JJ. Oh wait, hold on. I'm gonna change your name because it says MacBook. Unless you want MacBook, can I change your name to JJ?
Yeah, JD is cool.
All
So
right.
cool. Yeah.
So this now we're on the 44th episode. This is your second time. You were just here for the 41st episode, but you are a long time. I mean, you are almost the inspiration for the mental breakthrough because we've had long talks. We've had a long relationship, over like 2 decades of really going through it. A lot of times we have a lot of stories, a lot of experiences. We're both pretty intense people, but really in different ways. I mean, we're both unique, but we share some of the similar qualities, and have gone through addiction and just like crazy. We get ourselves into crazy predicaments and manage coming through them in our own way. And so, I mean, I've been doing this podcast, and what I realized, so there's a couple things. This is multi-part, multifaceted, kind of ideas that I'm presenting at the same time. It's part of what I'm doing right here. What am I doing? What the hell am I doing here? I like this. I enjoy this. I enjoy connecting with you. Of course, we've had many long talks off the record throughout all sorts of things, and I'm at the point where I'm like, I actually just want. I feel like so many conversations are golden, not because I'm just this beacon of insight or anything, but sometimes we work our way through problems together, and it kind of emulates that of how you know we can do it, just as a society, people in general. Some people I think might get a kick out of it, but probably not that many. The people that do, I think, would love to just sit through and kind of they can relate to some things. Other people can't. The people that can't relate aren't going to be interested. But there are people out there who can relate. And if they're listening and want to jump on, I'll I'll carry you through the mental breakthrough, basically, which is just like trying to just like. And so before this, you did mention some things you're going through, some thought processes. So I hope this actually can be the place where you can develop your thoughts. So then at the same time, my other thing, how I say, and there's two approaches, is I realize now that like these long form podcasts, they can be attractive. There are a lot of people doing great ones. I'm not really in that realm so much because I think it's a different. What I'm doing is something different, kind of. I mean, it's almost like like a you know introspection on your mind. So I don't think I don't even think we need to record it and post it, but I actually like it because there are little golden nuggets that we can get out of here. And that's what I was mentioning to you before. That's kind of what I'm doing. I'm like, if somebody wants to listen to the whole thing, do it. I don't like sound bites. That's actually, we've moved away from that, like in the news media where you're just like, they're always trying to get these sound bites. Those are cool too. But if you like the sound bite, then listen to the whole thing. Don't take the sound bite at face value. There's a whole story behind it. So I'm not trying to get zingers. That's why I use that phrase, zingers or sound bites that are like short little clips taken out of context. I'm not, if it ever seems like I'm doing that, everything is taken out of context. If you really want to understand the whole story, you have to watch the whole thing. But at the same time, there are little zingers and sound bites that actually are inspirational, and sometimes that just might be enough. And to tell you the truth, that's what most people are gonna watch. So I'm gonna, from every video that we do, just so you know ahead of time, yeah, I'm gonna take it. I'm not, my intention is to, you know, I have integrity. I'm not trying to like manipulate anything. I'm just going to take short little sound bites of something I said or something that you said that I think might resonate with somebody. And then I'll mainly blast it on Twitter. I'm not going to do it as much on Facebook. I can do it not at all on Facebook just because, we get pretty controversial. We get pretty deep, and I mean, so Twitter's like, I don't really know anybody on Twitter that much, just a few people that, I personally know. Facebook is definitely more of a family environment, so I won't do it there. But of course, it's on the line. I mean, somebody could come across it, but again, the most of the zingers actually aren't too deep into some of the shit that we cover, man. So let's do it. Boom.
Boom. Yeah. Yeah, man. So, I mean, there's a lot going on, but like some of it that like the recent stuff that's been kind of going on, it's like I don't know if I don't really think I have it processed enough yet to really put it on Spotify, but I mean, I want to talk about anything else.
No, okay, no, we can maybe that will come out because the funny thing is sometimes when you beat around the bush, some of these other ideas come because that's one of the thing is to uh work it out. That's what meditation is so good for because you end up addressing these issues by avoiding them. Sometimes, I mean, you try to avoid them when you're meditating, but then they all kind of come rushing in. There
I
are
guess
things.
I,
So, what?
I guess if there's something that I think is appropriate to talk about that is like on my mind, it's been on my mind, and I'm still trying to, you know, I guess you could say make the best of it or understand it for what it is, or maybe not overthink. I mean, it's if anything, it's being in my 40s, bro. It feels weird. I'll be honest with you. I don't know how you felt when you turned 40. I know you're like maybe a year and a half older than me, but you're
42 and I
41.
42, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I just turned 40, about 7 months ago. No, sorry, back in June. So almost a year ago now, right? And yeah, I'll be 41 on June 1st. And it's like, and I'm just like thinking, like, what the fuck happened, And then I'm thinking like, um, I'm not sure how you felt, but when I turned 40, I was like, the first thing that I thought of, okay, am I where I wanted to be? Am I where I thought I was going to be? And then I look back at like maybe 4 years ago when I had a pretty damn, I think probably a great perspective on things, pretty good. And I was in a really super good position to go and 100% attack my goals. And I know maybe someone's thinking, well, why can't you still? Of course I can. It's just that fuck, you know what I mean? It's just a whole different get down now, and I have to go at it with a whole other game plan, pretty much, or
Well,
maybe
well, because of your age or because of COVID and Chinese companies getting shut down. I mean, it seems
it's
more
like
the environment's different, but the age shouldn't be a factor.
it's kind of all of it. It's just really like the age mixed with AI, mixed with COVID, mixed with the Chinese companies and this and that. And plus, Cambly's doing all kinds of weird shit. They're using AI now. So there's not many hours available on Gambling anymore because they're using AI, and then they overhire teachers, and then they're
Yeah,
being way more strict. That you can't even get priority hours all week unless your rating is pretty high, and even still, I mean, they're just like firing teachers left and right without even explaining why. I see teachers get emails, oh, you're no longer, your account's deactivated, and nice having you, take care, best of luck, and they don't even say like why, and it just seems kind of shady, it seems kind of weird. And then I think about, what my whole point, I think I look back to where before I came to Thailand, to learn how to be a teacher, or even like when we would talk about it, I was reading messages between me and you back in like from like 2012. Recently, I was reading those messages, and you were saying, yeah, I think you'd be a big hit down in South America. And I was thinking, South America is where I totally wanted to go, or like maybe Mexico. And then I was thinking, my plan was just go learn how to teach English there in Thailand, and then take it to where you really want to go, which is probably Latin America. I've always been more Latin America. You've always been more Asia. You
mhm.
know, but then I learned so much from you here in Asia, and then I decided just to kind of do more of Asia. But then again, it's like at the time before COVID, which was when I was at your land, it was right before COVID, like maybe a few months before. We weren't expecting this to happen. We had a pretty good game plan, and however, I remember now I was still kind of like coming out of the clouds a little bit because I had that boo boo back in the Philippines, right? So I wasn't in a good position, but I didn't understand how good of a position or maybe I did, but I didn't. My thinking wasn't 100% still, but it was a good position, and my thinking was good. It was sharp, but I think it was just kind of messed up. Like you actually mentioned to me that before I left your land, the plan was to go from Thailand to Laos to Vietnam to Cambodia to Myanmar to Malaysia, and then probably like maybe Japan, maybe Taiwan, but maybe not. Maybe just go straight to like Europe and then go to like pretty much maybe go down to like South America and then come back to Mexico and then decide what I want to do. And I was thinking about maybe go to Europe and then go to like Egypt, Saudi, maybe Egypt, Saudi, and then go South America, Brazil, Colombia, Peru, etc. And then come back. And I was, now I'm just, of course, we weren't expecting what happened to happen, But now that I think about it, I've really been spinning my wheels a lot. I'm thinking, okay, I know you went back to America for a brief time just because your dad passed away and stuff. and it was just like kind of a thing that you had to do when I was in the Philippines, and
Well,
when I
no,
was
no.
on your
Well,
farm.
if he would have passed away, I wouldn't have went back. He wrote a cryptic message and that said he wasn't coming to Thailand. He came to Thailand every year to visit me. So
Yeah,
I had the feeling, oh, he might be dying. He didn't say he was dying, so but I was like, he's not coming here. So yeah, so I did. I got to see him before he died. If he would have died, I'd have no reason to go back. I wouldn't go back because somebody died, basically. But I am happy that I went back to see him. But that was why. But yeah.
but you knew he was dying.
Well, I didn't. But I suspected it. He was really cryptic with it. He had cancer, but he's like me. He doesn't go to the hospital, so there's no. He didn't know he had cancer until after he died, but he knew it in his body. He knew. He
Yeah.
smoked all his life. I think it was actually brain spread to his brain. I mean, it was. I mean,
But you guys were
what?
you guys were concerned about him before you went there, right? Like you must have known something for you to go all the way
That's
up.
why I went because he didn't. He came to Thailand every single year, and he said, "Oh, I'm not going to come to Thailand this year." To me, that was just red flag. That was like he came to every year. He loved coming here. This was something to look forward to. And but the message was cryptic and it sounded really spiritual. And to me, it sounded like okay, but he didn't. There was nothing clear cut that he was dying because I mentioned it to Dickie because yeah, you're in the Philippines. I gave him. I'm like, did you get that email from Dad? It was kind of that was kind of cryptic, and he kind of blew it off like ah, no, he's fine. I'm like I'm gonna go back, and I wouldn't have gone back if it wasn't right when I just was leaving PSU and I had already arrived here, so it's like I was teaching online and I actually was only teaching online on the weekends or no, or I took it off and then so I was actually able to teach over there. So anyway, it was like it all kind of fell together and I'm actually yeah, so I'm glad the way that worked out. But anyway, yeah, the point is yeah, I did that's the only time I went back and I did have to renew my visa anyway. Normally I would just go to Laos, but I hit the in Hollywood. That place crazy, man. Hollywood's the place. When we talked about that last time, but that's where the Thai embassy is like right off fucking Hollywood, and like there's some weird aspects out there. So and then it was actually when I was down in LA, staying with a friend, Danny Savage, a childhood friend from Moorville,
Really?
and and then he died during that time. So I visited him. I saw him in Pennsylvania with his family. I mean, his brother and sister that were still alive, and then they flew back to Orville, and then I went to LA to go to the Thai embassy, hang out with my buddy, and actually met my uncle because that's why I told basically everybody I'm like I'm not coming back to America again. If somebody dies, like I'm gonna try to see everybody now. So I did. I saw all my old uncles and aunts that I won't see them again unless they come here. So yeah, so I'm not planning to go back ever. I never to me, I think I mentioned this before. I'm not comfortable leaving Thailand because of my family and because I don't have rights to re-enter even with my family that I could in the case of COVID, the people that were like me with families, Thai families, and they just happened to be outside of Thailand when they shit went down and borders were closed. And that could happen for any reason. It could war or pandemic or just whatever shit. I'm not guaranteed. Like you're always guaranteed back into your own country, in that situation, if you could make it to the border, they would let you back in with your passport or whatever. And then but they could turn I could be turned away. It's weird just living in a weird place. So I have no intention, not just no intention, but I actually wouldn't I would turn down any trip over Thailand until shit just clears up because shit's weird right now. I don't trust it. But in your case, I mean, yeah, I'm not against traveling. I would travel, but just know wherever you travel, that might be your final resting place because you might get. I mean, if you're locked down within the country, I didn't really hear about anybody getting kicked out. I that's always a possibility too. I got to accept that fact. I could also get kicked out, or my visa could not get renewed. They have that option, but I'm not too fearful of that. I feel like if you're here, you're cool, and I almost feel like we're moving into that era that just everywhere you are, make sure it's a comfortable place to be set up there for a while just in case. So that's one thing
Well,
to consider.
Vietnam was comfortable for a while, and then it got really hectic, you know.
Yeah, yeah. That's a shame. It is a
Yeah,
shitty situation. I mean, the
especially
whole
especially when I went up north, it was not just hectic, but also really uncomfortable,
yeah,
and
yeah. Well, we did. I mean, we Americans did some
yeah,
fucked up shit, and they whooped our ass. Actually, kind of really.
Yeah, and I guess so. Man, there was a lot of stuff. There was something I wanted to say, but like you went back to America, right?
Yeah.
And then when you came back from America, I was on your farm, and you were we were. I know we were first talking about go to Laos and go to Asia, but then I mentioned I was going to be going back to see my family for a little bit. You said, well, if you're going to go there all the way to America, why don't you just go to South America? It would be
Yeah.
cheaper to go that way since you're going that way anyway.
It
And
makes
in my
sense to me.
mind, well, because I was just so like kind of like how can I say? I felt bad about the boo boo that I made in the Philippines, and I felt like I was crash landing on your farm. And I think in my head at that time when you said, "Oh, you should just go to South America," I thought, and you even told me, "I'm not talking shit, bro," but I thought in my head, "Oh man, he just doesn't want me in Asia right now because maybe he
Oh,
just
that's
was."
weird. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's bullshit, right? That's what I mean. I said my mind just wasn't that clear at that time. Still, even though it was a good perspective, it was a good. Well, other than that, it was a good perspective. It was a good idea, good game plan. But you were right, and you weren't talking. You were being sincere. You were just saying like it was right. You were absolutely right. That's exactly what I should have done. And I mean, I think just in my heart, since my mind already kind of made that plan of okay, I like that plan. Even if I go back to America, I still like that plan. I want to just do that plan and just do. I need to learn how to adjust and adapt and adjust as the things happen, and not just only focus on one plan and just no matter what, just that one plan, that one plan. I mean, it's good. Sometimes I think that's good too, that just be
Yeah.
stay
Yeah.
focused no matter what. But then it's also good to keep your options open because sometimes I, I I
Yeah.
learned the hard way that if you're too stuck on one plan, you should have a plan A, B, and C. And if you're too stuck on plan A, you might go fucking crazy because of it. You know what I mean?
All
And
those plans and just a flexibility that if circumstances change in a way that were unpredictable, then a new plan could be made on the spot too. I mean, so I mean, sometimes opportunities arise in places you wouldn't expect them, so they should be followed in that sense. So I
well, I
mean,
think yeah, I was just gonna say, I think a good example of that would be like, for example, I was waiting in Vietnam to go wait for the Lao borders to open up so I go see Sue. And in my mind, I thought, okay, the closer I get to the north of Vietnam, which is why I went up there, like the closer I'll be to Suk when the borders open up. Although it wouldn't have made much of a difference, Saigon, Hanoi, it's just one plane right away.
yeah,
It really is. And I don't know why I didn't, and that way, in that sense, I didn't have the right perspective. I think I got a
I
little
kind of
bit.
know why, wasn't it? What's that place called? Hai Fung,
I
Hai.
Fong. I didn't go there though. I never got
You
to
didn't
go to
even go
Hai
there.
Fong.
That seemed like the reason why you wanted to go up there. That was
That was the reason, but I never got to make it up there. I never because by the time I got to Hanoi, I was on my way to Hai Fong. Well, because there was no direct flight to Hai Fong from Quy Nhon, so I had to go to Hanoi, and then take a bus to Hai Fong. And then by the time I got to Hanoi, I really didn't have that much money left. Like, get an apartment. I was trying to negotiate with a lady, and she was saying, no, can't do it. And then even though I probably I could have easily went there with the little money I had and got a guest house or a hotel and started teaching out of that. But I didn't think about that. And my mind is like, I got to have a room. I got to have a room. But that was bullshit. I realized if you're teaching online, you don't always need a room, especially in Vietnam. The internet's really good. Any hotel that will let you connect to the modem outside will be more than sufficient. And but like I just said, I started losing my perspective on and during that time, and why it was because of the boo-boos. The boo-boos just kept they were wearing on me. I had a good perspective, but it was
Let
just
me
I was getting.
clarify what a boo boo is for anybody that was wondering.
Yeah, a boo-boo is basically a relapse, a drug induced relapse. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So and so but I always just thought I was tough as nails, and then I was determined that no matter what, I was going to be sharp. And I was. I mean, I
Yeah,
was not trying to brag, but I kind of was. I
yeah,
still
yeah,
was a super hard
yeah.
worker. I
That's
have,
a downfall, unfortunately. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, to some
yeah,
extent, because you're able to snap out of it and crawl
yeah,
out of some deep holes that it for me, that's why. I mean, it took me a long time to quit drinking. Like I said, to me, the drinking I think is worse than drugs. But they work together. It's hard to separate them. But
yeah,
fine, it took that final thing that where I mean, I guess it took a wake up call, and really it was because in Thailand, yeah, and just I don't think it would ever happen in America because I I was threatened to get like deported permanently, and it would have
yeah.
been the fifth country I was deported from, so it's not unlikely. But um, but like um, I'm hearing this. I'm listening to this. I know some things are going through your mind, and part of this is the mental breakthrough. I mean, I am open because I know you're kind of suggesting things. I mean, there was a plan before one of those boo-boos that you were going to come up here, and I do have
Yeah, yeah,
100-meter internet cable that you bought with your money.
yeah,
With I think it
yeah.
was some of your Ethereum, which that I bought for you, and then you ended up selling it, which is funny. You actually sold it. It's not even up to where it was. You sold it at 4,000 the last bull run. We are in another bull run.
I didn't make any money off it though, did I?
No, you actually did. Is the funny thing. You bought it pretty high, and then it went up a little higher, and you sold it, and then it crashed. So you actually did make a little money out of it, but there were some fees by the time I swapped it over. You were like, I just need it now. I need it now, and I had to take it out of the staking and stuff.
Yeah,
But like but but the point being is I do have the 100-meter thing. I wanted you not to come here to work. I want to just chill with you, bro. You know what I mean? I want to hang out
yeah,
and
yeah.
work on the land and stuff like that, be relaxed, but if there was like a, I mean, to do like to make it all the way to Mexico or South America, it would make sense to buckle down, rent free, something. I mean, I'd be open to considering something, but I'd have to run it by ICE, and it'd have to be because now, now we got a son, and that's priority. And I'm visiting my mom, once a week, and there's, there's, I mean, there could be stress. I mean, you're stressed. You can uh put some stress on the land for sure, just your level. But at the same time, um, I could see an opportunity that could really benefit you, doing what you want to do, which might be, taking off. I know you have talked to Suk and everything where your guys' relationship, that's I mean, that's a big deal. You could even talk about that here and come to some conclusion what you're going to do. I mean, it is closer there. I mean, if you're either going to both go together or she's going to go here, she would be closer to Lao if that were the case. So I mean, I would be willing. I just we have to have the plan set out and clear. I'd have to look at the days, months, and stuff like that. The good news is that grandma's old house, which is actually called Banlen Gabaga, which is his his uh his his school. It's really hot now that it's hot season though, and it's those walls are too thin with holes in them. I looked into putting air conditioner, but you'd lose it there. But that could be, but now we have that new room because when my mother was living with me, we built up a room for her. Oh, look at that, little Dulian. Look at you. You look a lot like Tabuli when he was a little kitten, man. Wow. Uh, so
I thought you would like him because he's like an orange cat. Like I know you have all
yeah,
those
yeah,
orange
yeah,
cats. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good baby. He's a handful though. He likes to dig through the trash. Did your cats dig through the trash?
We got a big trash can, so they can't get in it really, but and I mean we don't have anything with meat residue, so the cats are carnivores. The dog would, but I don't let her in the kitchen. Uh, the dog, I got a problem. Dog going, I mean, because my neighbors will have like food, they bring it in the bags, the farming neighbors that, and they'll leave it out, it'll rotten, or even just the bag, it gets late. Yeah. So Kati, our dog, she's got a trash ball. She rolls around in it. She only does it after it's like old, been rotting. It's got like worms in it. Disgusting. But I don't think my cats eat anything we eat, which is actually makes it nice, except for seaweed. They love seaweed. Seaweed chips. If it's a chip seaweed flavor or actual just straight up dry seaweed, they love that shit, man. Um,
Yeah. I mean, it's just like I mean, obviously I'm trying to do the next best thing, but I guess I'm just like, fuck, dude. I guess I get frustrated when I feel like the universe was trying to tell me something and I missed it because I got comfortable. I took shit for granted, even though I always say don't take anything for granted. But I was still taking shit for granted a little bit, enough to the point where shit happened. And it's also like I always kind of knew during the time I didn't really want to accept it during like the year, like basically from the age of 34 or 35 to 40, like, and I always kind of knew in my mind, and I felt it that these 5 or 4 or 5 years are very crucial for getting to where you want to be, and also like achieving your goals, and also it's gonna be like kind of like your prime time of your life maybe. And pretty much you can have anything, you can do anything, you can be anything, but you got to do it now, because if you try to do it later, it's going to get harder. And on top of that, uh, you may not have the energy that you have now. I had a hard time believing that. I thought I'll have energy, and I have energy, but it's not even just about energy. It's not just about, it's not even just about age. It's also about the world is fucking changing all the time, and I didn't really take that into consideration at that really. I thought, if anything, because the way I saw it during the like 2020 time, I looked like everything was going to be online. I thought, well, this is kind of great. I mean, I'm in the great. I mean, I don't think teaching online is going to go anywhere. I don't think that Magic Year is going to go anywhere. I don't think that any of it. In fact, I think anything, it's going to take over the brick and mortar schools, and I just have to just just enjoy it, and just understand. Yeah, I may not get to go anywhere right now because it's locked down, because most of the world's locked down, but I will as soon as it opens up. I'm going to be but no. And then I started, and then I mean, I feel like kind of a scumbag by talking about it a little bit, because it kind of sounds selfish, but I do. I just want to make an example. I knew that I was supposed to go to Mexico. I knew that. And I didn't know I was supposed to. I was still trying to, like, in my mind, follow the plan A that we talked about. Okay, yeah, I'll go to Mexico, but that was supposed to be like the last place on the list after I do like Europe, Spain, so and then maybe and then curve around to South America. But when it all came down to it, and when the pandemic hit, and then pretty soon I saw that every part of the world was locked down. Almost every part of the world was requiring a vaccine except Mexico. And I didn't even think at that time. I didn't think that's a sign right there. You don't want to get the vaccine. You not only did I not want to get the vaccine, I was adamant on not getting the vaccine.
And you were in America at that time.
No, I was in Vietnam during this time.
Okay,
Actually.
but then you came back to America and you could have went to Mexico without getting the vaccine, or did you have to get
Right,
America?
but again, at that time, I had pretty much
Did
I
you
was
did you have to get the vaccine before America to leave Vietnam?
no, I didn't need such thing. Only reason I got the vaccine in Vietnam was because I was hoping just to go to Laos, and then I was hoping, and I knew I needed at least one shot to get to that. That's another thing. I know I needed at least one or two shots to get to Thailand too. So I was thinking at first, I was thinking, okay, I wanted to go to like Albania or somewhere that doesn't require a vaccine. Albania was another place, and then and then and then Mike was like, well, we could just get you to Cancun if you want to go to Cancun, And then he said, but you got to say goodbye to your girlfriend. And I was like, and I was like, I don't, why? And then but I didn't even ask him why. I should have just been like, well, why? But the truth is, why? That is the question, why? I wasn't in the best mind state to talk to him like that. Well, why? I mean, it doesn't make any difference to say goodbye. Don't say goodbye. The borders are closed. Laos is closed. I mean, and I'm having an online relationship with her. So saying goodbye is just like, to me, it's the same thing as saying hello. You know what I mean? I'm going to be talking to her online from here. I'll be talking to her online in Mexico. I'll be talking to her online anywhere in the world until the fucking borders open back up, until I get there. And I guess the thing is, like, even though I'm fine, I'm still alive. I don't know if the vaccine had any negative effect on me. It probably did, but I'm not sure. I can't prove that.
You got
My brain
AstraZeneca or the cheap Chinese one though, right? You didn't get.
Actually, I didn't get the cheap Chinese one. I got a cheap European one called AstraZeneca.
Yeah, AstraZeneca. I think that's a little better than I mean, because
Yeah, it's supposed to be a little better, but it was also banned in America.
RNA or whatever. All right, which is, I mean, yeah,
Well, I got two different shots, two different things.
Okay.
I got one shot of AstraZeneca in Vietnam, and then when I went back to America, I got one shot of Pfizer.
That's the one. I don't think the AstraZeneca was. Well, but you did say the AstraZeneca was the one that gave you some weird
Yeah, that's the one that had
hallucinations, and other people too. The one friend that you knew from the gym, like weird text and that didn't. Those were weird. There are some weird things. There are some weird things. I mean, with that, but so the other thing I want to talk about, and I've been talking about it,
Yeah.
but I want to press it, man. Now, I mean, because I mean, it could, your life is so intense, man. If you would have been documenting since 2012, you would be, uh, you would have so many followers. Now, it's not all about followers, but, but, uh, when you have followers, then it presses your content out into the logarithms or out into the universe and stuff. Like I'm not I actually, I would like to, I'll be straight up. Have, I would love to be a content creator as a source of income, right? I mean, that would be wonderful. It is in the back of my mind. That is what I intend to do eventually. But to do that, you have to just get out there. You have to put out so much content that is interesting enough to people that they watch it and follow it or just like it, or but it's not that's the thing. You're not trying to get followers and trying to get likes. You're just documenting shit that's real. I mean, people can see through. That's why I like, actually, but people can see through fake shit. Like people know what's real when people are like, there's a lot of fake people out there that are doing stuff just for that. But your life is so, and when you post those videos to like the family and friend group and stuff, like it's raw and you're getting better. Before, I remember I told you to do it back when you were in Vietnam and stuff. You're like real shaky walking around and talking. You're getting better now. Where you pan, if you're gonna talk, you pan like real slowly. Yeah, that's one thing. The number of things, just pan slowly, which you do now. And talk like, two reasons why you could do this. One is for the distant future. You're not going to earn any money anytime soon. But as we move into like AI, I think honestly, content creation is probably the most secure job in the future. Like I'm actually going to get Gabba Gab when he's growing up. I'm actually going to, I'm going to try to build a presence on social media, even though I'm going to cancel it, but I'm going to offer it to him. Like, if you want to carry this on, like I'll have some sort of presence that he can take it on in his own way. Like I have different things. I'm doing my English teaching. I'm doing these podcasts, and I'm doing like stuff on the land where I'm, showing stuff on the land. And the funny thing is, actually, the biggest following I have is like on Google reviews and stuff. I don't know. Sometimes I'm trying to make a presence, online presence, but authentic. I'm not trying to get the followers and the likes and stuff. I'm just doing it. Like I said, I get the most likes and shit is always from something I'm not even trying to do. Like literally just Google review at a vegan restaurant or something, and take a picture of my something and post it. And it's just like, oh, I really like this. Anyway, but like, but because now, and with AI and everything, like, and also I don't care about privacy anymore. Like I know, like, I'm trackable. I plan to never leave. So all you have to do is figure out where I live once, and you can always find me. So it's like, I'm done. If somebody wants to like send a drone and kill me, I'm done. I mean, so I've got a different lifestyle. But anyway, so for that, so I've given up on privacy. I just have accepted we don't have it. And I also know all our social media is connected. Some of that is good because it's like, I notice I can post one thing in one location, and I look at the analytics sometimes, and I can see they're all connected. So basically, my point is, if you start doing that, all those different sites, there's so many of the big ones, TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and stuff, and just because you think so much, you have so much thoughts, and you're a great monologuist, right? I mean, you could just you do one upload a day about where you're at. Second reason that's good. So the first reason is that can actually generate income, but think about that's like 5 or 10 years from when you start. That will take a long time. So you don't do it for that purpose. You do it though, you start discovering things about yourself. I've discovered a lot about me in these podcasts because while we're talking, I talk about me, you talk about you and stuff, and different friends come on, and I start conceptualizing things. So I believe that if you start being a content creator, a lot of answers will come to you. And it has that, look at that possible generating income in the future as a positive bonus. It's not going to come soon. So don't look at that as that's the reason why so much. Is just try to be authentic and do it. So I don't know. Yeah, I've been chatting about that for a long time. I know I mentioned it before, but where are you on that? Do you have a channel where
I
you're
do.
uploading?
No, I do. Yeah, it's called JJ Today.
Okay, nice. And that's on Instagram or
That's on YouTube.
okay, YouTube. Okay. I'll visit it. I might even post a link in this in case somebody's interested. we can kind of help. I don't like faking stuff, but I will take a look and comment on it. Like I like giving legitimate comments. I don't like just like video. I'm gonna listen to it, try to create a little thread. And then yeah, you can even take like I mean, if you got the same video, yeah, put it different places. I like making different clips. I mean, it's time consuming, but it's fun if you enjoy it. Okay, it's called JJ Today. I like that. I do think you told me that. I'll find it and then so how's it going? Is that for are you
Getting
in,
views?
enjoying it? Before the views, are you able to? Sometimes it gets you to do those. I mean, sometimes it helps you. Do you benefit from it? Do you feel like you're able
So
to?
I'll be honest, like I've been procrastinating on so for so long, the whole like YouTube channel thing. I really the first time I really thought about it, well, the first time I kind of thought about it was when I was actually in Luang Prabang the first time. Because I had so many great students on Cambly during that time, and one of them was like from Saudi Arabia saying, Jay, you should do a YouTube channel. You should really do it. And I was like, oh, maybe I will. But I had this really bad habit for a long time, and I still kind of do. I battle with it of always thinking that I have time, that I have time, that I have time, that I have time. You know what the truth is? I don't have fucking time. If I were to go back to when I was 26, 36, I would tell that person, I would be like, you don't have time. You need to get after it. You need to get shit done. You know, and because I'll be honest with you. I just for anyone who's watching, I'm not. This is not my words. This is actually someone else's words that I heard. This guy, his name is Jocko Williams or something. He's like a ex Navy SEAL.
Yeah, Jocko's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, he's really cool, right? I love that guy, man. And he said, "You say if I could go back and talk to that 26-year-old kid, I would tell him you don't have time. You need to get after it. You need to get shit done, because the time just keeps ticking. Time is unforgivable,
I guarantee you
and it
the
just
46-year-old you or the 50 you would say that shit to you right now. So just it, I mean, do
yeah,
you feel like that
that's what's up.
now? I mean, you feel like that now, you realize that you still do have time though, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that person 5 years from now, that person would be in your face right now telling you you don't have time, but don't be like, oh, that was when I did have time and now I don't. I mean, you still do, but it's now. The time is now.
Yeah, the time is right now. That's for sure. That's for sure. And it's crazy. I know that now. Now I really know that. In fact, every morning when I wake up, it's just in my head painfully as I wake up in the morning. Motherfucker, what have you done? What have you done lately? And what have you done to
What about
get to
upload a monologue a day? Like as soon as you wake up or as soon as you go to bed, same time every day, just do like a 2 or 3 minute. Those are pretty effective. That's actually I meant that's not
yeah,
well because I'm doing it a different style. And that's just one option. I
yeah,
usually bust a whole bunch out at one time because I do a long podcast and then I gotta like edit it and I'll take all these clips. Before I
yeah,
made one clip collage. Now I just make individual clips and just boom, 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 little boom, zingers. There's zingers. I just
yeah.
pop, pop,
I, I
pop,
think
pop,
I think
pop.
I think another reason why I procrastinated on it when I finally had the idea is because I didn't think I looked good enough. I wanted to like fix myself. I wanted to like go to the gym. I want to like get better. I want to like get
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah, yeah.
this like movie star look. And then when I finally got kind of a movie star look, I still didn't do it. I was just so
Yeah.
busy with magic ears and so busy with bodybuilding and fucking dating chicks and whatever. I just thought I'll get around to it, when I have time. I was a master procrastinator. I still am. But this pain that I'm having, this legitimate pain that I have every day in my mind about regret, about time being, about life being short, about time, about the world constantly changing. I think the world is changing now faster than I've ever seen it change in my life. And I think it's just going to keep on changing. And then on top of that, it's like, okay, I took shit for granted, not even before the pandemic, even during the pandemic, and even after the pandemic. By the time the pandemic ended, I was just all fucked up. You know what I mean? I was all fucked up. I was just barely alive. And I didn't want to admit it. I couldn't even. All I was doing was just, self-medicating, trying to just stay above. Not even trying to stay above. I was just trying to continue to just survive. Actually. when I was in Vientiane, I was just trying to survive. That's all I was trying to do. My life was
Hunting
just,
demons.
huh?
We're hunting demons.
Oh, that absolutely. Well, hunting, I would know. Yeah, kind of. I was always trying to catch stuff on camera and weird phenomenon and stuff like that. And now, I've come to the point now where I pretty much, even if let's just say any of the weird things I saw, even if they were real, even if some of them were real, I really just want to pretend now that they were never real. And even if I thought they were, I just want to just disregard it. And I really kind of honestly, I regret getting so caught up on David Icke and all this conspiracy theory shit. Even if they're right, even if it's true, I don't give a fuck right now. That's the last thing I need on my mind right now. Is all this nanobots in the vaccine and nanobots in the waters and chemtrails and fucking all this spy. That was the last thing that I needed to be thinking about. And that's the last thing that I need to be thinking about right now. So like, this the longest time, I guess what really made me feel like kind of like I bitched out or like I kind of like I punked myself or I got suckered was I was the one, you and Mike, we all knew that the vaccine was probably not a good idea. And I was scared to death when they were talking about, oh, it can rewire your DNA. And on top of that, it was saying that it can track you and it goes into a data. What the fuck? And 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 then when it all came down to it, when it was like when I was up in Hanoi and I was at like kind of a crossroads. I was at, okay, you can stay here until things get way better, which it's going to be really hard because things are getting bad fast and it's super uncomfortable up there in Hanoi. Now I've already made it this far. It doesn't look like I can come to Laos. At that time, Laos was harder to get into than Thailand. Thailand was letting people in. Laos was not letting people in, not even with the vaccine. Um, they were going to. They were like, if you get 2 vaccines and then you go there with like some purpose or some job waiting for you, they'd let you in. But
Yeah,
it
there's
was
so many
not.
weird ass rules.
Nobody was hiring at that time, and then Thailand was letting people do it, but you had to have a vaccine or maybe 1 or 2 shots, I forget. And and then I was like, and then we were talking about going to your land for a while until things got better. But then it just sucked because I really didn't want to get the vaccine, and it's like the only reason I got it was because basically doing what stupid people do. They look around and like, monkey see, monkey do. Oh, you got the vaccine? No, you got it too. How'd you feel? You feel okay? Oh, you feel okay? And that's the thing. I mean, even if they say they felt okay, that's part of the reason why it kind of encouraged me to do it. But I don't give a shit, dude. It doesn't matter. That's them. That's not me. I shouldn't just because somebody jumps off a bridge doesn't mean
You
that I'm
never
not.
needed it to get in anywhere. You just took it.
That's the thing. Well, I needed it to go to Laos.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
but
unfortunately, yeah,
it wasn't going to happen anytime soon, and I needed it to get into
yeah.
Thailand. So I was going to need it to go to your farm, and
Could have went to
but
Mexico without it,
I could have went to Mexico without it, and everything was open,
and you were
and
in that part region of the world. Yeah, yeah,
I was in like basically my favorite region of the whole entire world, and I speak the fucking language, and it could have been great. I guess I had 2 concerns. I thought, well, because like I said, I didn't have the best perspective. I was overthinking, underthinking. I really did not have. I'll be honest. Even though I had Magic Gear still and Cambly and maybe even Cambly Kids, I'm not sure if I had it still or not. But I had I had a full schedule of Cambly. I could have survived. I had a little bit of Magic Gears. But I wasn't. I was thinking, well, if I go to Mexico, because I was talking about Mexico, I had this like I was dreaming about it. I was thinking about it every day, but I was talking about I wanted to be. But then I had this illusion, well, I wanted to go there and pursue an acting career, which is something I always wanted to do in Mexico. But the problem was I never had. I knew it was going to be difficult because I didn't have any backup money or backup job or something flexible enough to like give me income while I'm living there trying to be an actor. Fucking Cambly would have been perfect for that. Magic Years would have been perfect for that. Definitely Cambly. Get Cambly Kids. That would have been the shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? You get paid every week, $12 an hour. Work anytime you want, much as or as little. That was ideal for what I was trying to do. I got into an online long distance relationship, and I thought in my head, well, I'll wait for her because she said she'll go anywhere with me, and I'm thinking when that happens, I'll take her to Mexico City, and I wasn't even considering what that's gonna how that's gonna work. You can't just bring a Lao citizen to Mexico. It's like, yeah, you can go to Mexico, Is it going to be easy for them to go? They can't just go. They're not like, they can't just go with a passport. You got to have a job there. You got to have a reason there. You got to have, you got to pay. You got to have a special kind of visa. It's not, it's like a whole lot of drama, and I didn't think about these. I just, oh yeah, I can go, you go where I go. And it'll just be like, around the world. I didn't think about all the loopholes, all the rigmarole. I didn't even think about that, which is kind of, who knows, maybe it's a good thing I didn't go, but at that time when I already knew that I was losing my mind, even though I still was kind of out of my mind, but I knew I was losing my mind, and I knew I didn't want this vaccine, and I needed to get the hell out of there. And I was telling Mike, listen, I need to get the fuck out of here, man. Like, can you help me get out of here? Help me go somewhere where I can be around real people without all this paranoia and all this shit and all this mask mandate, vaccine mandate, all this Nazi shit. I just wanted to get around real people again. And Mexico would have been ideal for that. That's just like, to me, I'm Mexican, man. To me, I feel like Mexican people are like, they're my people, I get along with them. I feel a connection with them. I feel like, that's why I always hung out with them, and I felt like that's the medicine that I needed during that time. Not all this paranoia shit up here in Hanoi. And definitely not going back to Oregon was not what I needed either. That just made shit even worse. Yeah, I was able to pay Mike back, but that shit was not what I needed. You know what I mean? And so, and then like I going to Thailand was a good idea, but it's like, okay, I needed to get the vaccine. I needed to provide like proof of insurance, COVID insurance, all this shit. I didn't even know that was, to me, they were just speaking fucking Japanese to me. And I think that's kind of why I just in my head, and I said, fuck it. And then I just fucking relapsed. And then by the time that happened, you're like, dude, you're not coming to my farm. No, you're not coming to my farm now, And then because I felt so bad about it, I just, you sent me the money back, and I was like, fuck it, let's just go fuck it off. You know what I mean? But what I should have done was I should have just sent that money immediately to Mike. I said, dude, get me to Mexico, But I mean, I know it's a lot of shoulda, woulda, coulda shit. It's a whole lot of it. But if I would have just gone to Mexico, even like, let's say when I was in Quignon before that big bang, that big bad boo boo that I had there, I could have probably paid him like 1,000 right there and then just asked him if he could get me over there, and then I'll make payments because I still had Magic Years full time. I probably had at least 3 more full months of Magic Years. And I think being in Mexico, because I just love Mexico. You know me, I just fucking love that shit, all of it. It's like Disneyland for me. I think being there with all these,
stealing your even the Serenos stealing your hubcaps and batteries and papers in your glove box.
No, I told you about that. Yeah, that was in
Didn't love that, but yeah. But
yeah. No, I know. See, they don't. But it's not like that down there.
yeah.
In like Cozumel. Cozumel's kind of like,
oh yeah, that's more border town stuff.
yeah. Cozumel is more like the kind of like the Phuket of Mexico. It's like beach island, lots of tourists, lots of people, lots of probably Europeans there and stuff. It would have been so much fucking fun. And I just realized, I just learned recently, and I wasn't even doing. I guess I was more out of my mind then than I cared to really admit. And I'm seeing it now. I'm really seeing it now because I didn't even do the homework like I would normally do. And I found out recently that when you go to Mexico they give you a 6-month visa on arrival, 6 months, which is pretty damn good. 6 month visa on arrival, fucking good. So even if I went there during that time, it wouldn't be like I was just running away from Sug or running away from Asia or running away from anything. It would be like I would have just gone there until the borders opened up in Laos, for one, and until the vaccine mandate went away, for two. And then I could have came to Laos with a clear conscience. Well, who knows? I probably would have booed in Mexico. Let's just be real. I don't know how bad. Because they have different stuff there. You know what I mean? Asia has some pretty hardcore, shit, and Mexico is more like coke and things like that. Those things don't really cause you to have like super paranoid delusions like the other stuff. Yeah. So, but who knows, man? I mean, who knows what could have happened in Mexico? Maybe it would have been great. Maybe I would have been motivated. Maybe I would have been like, all right, this is what my whole destiny is to be here and go towards the acting thing. And now let's just put all the bullshit outside and this is the final showdown. This is going to be the final fucking showdown. And if we fail, we fail. But we're going to give it everything we got, and let's just see what happens. I think something would have probably happened inside of me when I got there, where I said, okay, I know I've been through some shit. I know I've made some mistakes, but I'm still in a pretty good place. I've still got online work. I'm still young enough to go after this. I'm still got enough energy. I'm not like off, I mean, I haven't taken such a mental beating yet. Let's do it. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I guess, but see, I obviously it wasn't going to happen, because if it would have happened, it would have happened. And I think in my mind, part of the reason why I also hesitated was because I knew how badly I wanted to go there, and I knew how much I love Mexico, and I knew that once I got there, I was probably not going to want to look back, and I was probably just going to go after this thing. And who knows what would happen to Sue? Maybe she would have met someone else, or maybe she would have gave up on me and went to be in tin and started working. Who knows? But I I knew that might happen. And I thought in my mind, I was like, well, fuck, dude. I spent so much time and even money and even like just patience and just all this phone calls and all these and this and that. Every day we talk. I mean, I came all the way up here to Hanoi, where I'm literally just across the border from Laos. And I thought, did I really come all the way up here and keep all this, this together with this relationship, and just to be like, whatever, you know? And I thought, well, and of course, in my mind at the time, I thought any minute, any day, any week, it's going to open up. Next week, next month, it's going to come. It's going to happen. And by the time it happened, it was like way down the road,
You're already
months.
in America though,
Yeah,
right?
it was like almost a year later. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so but shoulda, woulda, coulda, And
Oh,
at that time though, I was about 30, just turned 38, and I just thought, well, whatever happens, it's gonna happen soon, and I don't have to worry about anything. But no, man, I just and then I told you about how I wanted to go to Mexico, and this is my dream. I was just reminiscing about it, and you said, well, if that's what you want to do, well, then why the fuck aren't you, bro? And then I was like, well, good question. Why am I? And I think, well, because I'm waiting for soup and I'm waiting for this and I'm gonna bring it with me. And then she said it's okay, but no, I was delusional. I was delusional, and that's all that was. And and who knows, people say, well, you probably, and like I told you about my friend who I thought maybe he was hating on me, maybe he wasn't, maybe half and half. We did that TV series Fear the Walking Dead for
yeah,
AMC
yeah,
back in
yeah, yeah,
Rosarito,
yeah,
back in 2017.
yeah.
And then and then we both the show kind of ended, and we were both like, fuck it, we got there was no work, doing extra work at that time, for any series at that time. So he opened up a taco stand in Rosarito, and I was helping him make tacos. And then I was looking at that time. I was looking for work in San Diego. Couldn't find any work really at that time while I was living in Tijuana. And then he eventually, he stayed there in Tijuana. I decided, fuck this. I can't find any work in San Diego. No work in Tijuana. I guess I'm gonna go live in Denver with my brother, which was a good idea. That's where I finally decided to just buckle down, live in my car, and then go to Thailand. But like he stayed down there in Tijuana, and then he finally got some breaks. Like he stayed and kept on doing the extra, and he did it for like many different in some other agencies. He ended up getting a break. He ended up getting to be in some movies, got to do some acting in some Mexican movies. I'm not sure about American movies, but I think he did do some American movies too. He was even invited to the red carpet one time, and so yeah, he got and then when I went down to see my family back in 2019 in Oregon, I was telling him that I was thinking about coming down there. I said, like, I finally got the means of money to support myself while I'm trying to do something. He's like, man, there's not really any. This is right before the pandemic. He even said this, and there's not really any work down here, right? I'm the biggest actor down here, and there's nothing really. He might have just been talking shit,
Well,
He
I
might
mean,
have just
I would never take anybody that says you. That doesn't sound like
right. And
you're
I
gonna
think,
take that as like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
all the more reason to do it. I mean,
Right, exactly. And I couldn't see that. And I guess I kept thinking, well, again, I was not being flexible. I was not being JJ enough. I was being more like stick to this plan A. And it's like, okay, but even that Tijuana wouldn't be the place to really pursue acting in Mexico. But if you really want to pursue acting in Mexico, you want to go to Mexico City. That's where the big companies are, like Televisa, like Televisa is the big one. And and then people say, well, it's going to be hard for you to do anything because if you're American or if you're not Mexican, that might be true, but I was so
Yeah,
full of
no, you just you can't let. I mean, if you can't be an actor and take no for an answer, or you're done
right, exactly, right,
at
exactly.
all.
You're goddamn right. You're goddamn right. And I was so full of energy and stuff, and so full of confidence. I thought, well, what if I convinced them that I was Mexican because I was that good? Then what are they gonna do? You know what I mean? And then when they found out I wasn't, then well, fuck, man, he can act. You know what I mean? I don't. So I don't. And that, and now I'm not saying that I still couldn't convince them that I probably still could, but now I'm just tripping off of age. Now I'm just tripping off of 40. I guess what really fucks with me about 40 is that now I'm already my mom had me when she was 38. That's pretty old for a lady to have a kid. Most women have kids before that. Now I'm finally old.
Or ISIS was 47 though, but that's it.
Ice's mom
Yeah.
was 47.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's wild. I didn't know you could have a kid that late.
A
That's
lot of,
wild.
yeah.
Yeah, my mom had Andrew at 40.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm already older than my mom was when she had me, and I'm already older than my dad was when he had me because he was 35. But my mom's three years older than my dad, and so that kind of bothers me a little bit. So that
That's weird though. I mean, that all that on it, everything you're saying right there, everything is reasonable except age. It really doesn't really make sense why anything's going to be available because you were 38 or 40. The fact that the world has changed is true. Some of the coulda, shoulda, woulda stuff is reasonable to kind of look back on it, but well, you can't do anything about it. So I would say take all those coulda, shoulda, wouldas and apply them to the present. How can you at least what now? Like try to get so deep into the present that you don't make a coulda, shoulda, woulda decision, or a decision that will be a coulda, shoulda, woulda in the future. But that's why I let you talk about those coulda, shoulda, wouldas.
yeah.
I know that's the only benefit to looking at the coulda, shoulda, wouldas is I didn't find what mishap in my logic did I have, or what way of thinking did I have that was coulda, shoulda, woulda, and just make sure you're not applying that now, at least. Uh, I mean, so what is so again? Yeah, I do want to if coming to my land and teaching for, I'm willing to fancy that thought, and I mean that was the plan at one time, and I am impressed with your recovery this far. I mean, it takes 6 months to just be somewhat normal, and it could take years to get. I mean, I still feel like I'm improving. Now that's another thing about the aging. Like to me at 42, 40, I'm not 50 doesn't sound old to me. 60 sounds a little old to me. Like when I'm 60, I really don't want to be creating as much. Right now I'm at my peak of creation, right? I'm past my physical peak. I'm not fighting anymore. I mean, I'm past my peak in some area, but as far as being creative and like that, I'm in right now the next like 20 until, and I'll still create when I'm 60. Maybe I'll continue longer, but I mean, I feel like I got a 20-year block where I don't feel like there's any obstruction. Yeah, I mean, to me, 60 is far enough away. Right? Yeah, maybe it's when I get there, I won't. I'm not even worried about that. So my point is, yeah, 40 is no different, 50 is no different. I mean, so what will happen though, if you can, which I can tell a little bit by talking to you, that it seems like I don't know, gotta be honest, it doesn't sound like you're 100% stuck on remaining clean and sober, but I mean, I'm just saying, I mean, it'll just be a back. I mean, I know what'll happen. Uh, and but you haven't done that yet here. And I mean, I mean, you're in a mind frame right now that I'd be happy to help out in some way to, if it's getting to Mexico, and to help you out would be, working, teaching, because you wouldn't have rent and food, if you're working on the land. I've got stuff to do mainly, so it could be, you could save 100% of your money. Then we could talk, we could try to manage something out. If you have a clear thing, again, I mean, that there has to at least be I mean, if that's, I'd say for a small plan like that, if it's just to get to a place with, but again, at the same time, I don't know if that's what's in the cards right now. I mean, it does kind of seem like I mean, that's still a chunk of money, and you need to have a chunk of money too to arrive with, so that, you know. But anyway, so I think it is game plan time, and I think we do come up with game plans on the land. I mean, again, yeah, I don't know how much. I mean, it's not. I mean, my life's kind of intense right now. I mean, you're an intense guy, yeah. Just your energy, even just, you know, it could be. That's why I don't want to just offer something that I'm not willing to uphold. But I'm considering what could we do that, you know, and now that I do have that extra room, the room in the back is nice. I fixed it all up. I don't know if you remember the bathroom was, it had an open door, or it was cool because open bathroom was open window on top of it. The birds would fly in and just shit all over it. I sealed those up. So it's sealed up. Birds can't get in. Put an official lock on the bathroom door, so all the electricity's fixed. I'm tying up the top thing so it doesn't leak as much. Change the electricity so where it does leak, I took out a light row, and it's still really hot there. You know, we got fans and stuff, but you were teaching the heat in the dupe. But we also have that other room which has an air conditioner. But that's kind of part of
You mean
our
the
room.
office?
That might
The
be too
office?
close to be permanently living there, but it does have a shower, it does have air conditioner maybe for certain times of the day or something. But I and then wait, what did you say? You said something?
Yeah, so are you in your office right now, or are you in a
Yeah, I'm in
different?
the office. I'm in the office here.
Now, what room with air conditioning? I don't remember that. Like
No, that's new. You don't, were you even here when we,
the last time I went there, you had the house that you built that used to be the Duke,
yeah,
and then grandma's house where I was living, where I just slept there for like 5 days,
yeah,
and had the shower where you said don't get water on the floor because it's gonna leak
yeah.
downstairs.
Yeah, so I fixed that where it still leaks, but now there's no light there, so it just leaks on the floor and goes down. I mean, there's kind of holes in the floor, it sinks down. So it's so um yeah, so on our house that we built, that was the dupe, it extended out, and there's like a carport where we parked the sidecar. I
Yeah.
converted that into grandma's house when she was living here. So
Okay.
room, that's an extra room, that carport, and it's a room. It's nice. It's a room. It's a long room. It's about the same size as our kitchen. Like long room. The entire width of the house. Narrow, more narrow than our room. It's like half the size of our room. I mean, we just have one room. You know, the one big just living area. So I mean, it's a good size room. It's I mean, you know, I mean, it would be enough for two people. But at the same time, that's kind of close to us. I don't know if that could be intense. But anyway, so that room has an air conditioner, and we kind of use that bathroom often. Um, that toilet's better. It's got a proper bathroom actually, because you know our bathroom is like rock floor and just some hoses and stuff. Um, and then so so that's nice. I mean, that is a nice place though. I mean, I'm just thinking for teaching, it could be converted into a a a, a teaching area is a possibility. Um, and so that's one thing that I'd be consider I'm considering that could be a thing, but you'd actually be staying at the old place. But in the daytime, when it's real hot, you could be teaching, or when you're teaching, you could teach it that one. But we do kind of use that room. We do kind of use that bathroom um, at night. That's usually where, and that one has warm water. So it's actually a better bathroom. It's got warm water. It's got a real toilet and shower and sink. We don't have that in our bathroom. It's just like this rock floor. I don't know why. I just like it. I liked this rock floor, but I can tell Ice actually kind of likes bathroom. She didn't really say anything when I was building those bathrooms. I was just like, yeah, I like it like this. I was like, the water just seeps down. We don't need to clean the floor or anything. I still do like it, but um and so anyway, our land is better. Uh, it's more every time it gets more hospitable. Remember, my gathering is going to be 2040. I plan to even have some more dwellings on here. I want to continue it. So if you're again, yeah, that would be part of the deal. Is when you're here, um, I'm just trying to yeah, do some clearing out rock walkways, putting those out. Um, um, I'm building. Oh, and that chicken coop. I don't know if the chicken coop was there where we kept the dogs, and then kept the chickens and out there. We're gonna make this turtle area and build this pond. So I mean, I'm doing a lot of developmental things here. So the other option is to, yeah, I mean, if you weren't here, I'm still a little wary about just 100% moving in, and just because yeah, I mean, I actually want to hang out a lot and stuff too. You know, I mean, I want to chill on our land. I mean, I want you here. I want you to hang out and chill. And then I don't want you to be stressed out about finances and stuff like that. So, but it's up in there. I'm open to discussion if we know
Well,
exactly what what your option is. So, applying your coulda, shoulda, woulda logic that you recognize as faulty, how would you apply that to your situation right now?
well, the best thing that comes to mind is what you talked about with the whole creating content. See, now here's what I think. Now, let's say I went to Mexico and I tried it and I maybe just tried to have fun while, because that was the kind of plan, was really not just to like be on a mission to get famous. It was really just like, yeah, be on a mission to get famous, get my name out there, make a name for myself. But more than anything, I think I just wanted to just have some fun.
Mhm.
Just have some fun. Just get out there and fuck around, talk to people, play around, make people laugh, and just kind of have fun. I think that's what I really wanted to do. Whether I made money or I got famous or anything, I'm sure I would have got a couple little gigs maybe, but I would have been happy just teaching online and having fun in Mexico, man. And I just can't believe. I guess in a way, I what I say when I say I took things for granted is that I was just what I finally had waited for my entire life was to be able to travel the world and not just make money while I travel the world, but make money doing something that I fucking love. That's just to me easy as fuck, and I'm fucking good at it, and I'm appreciated. That's just you can't ask for anything more than that, man. Really, you travel the world, you get to have fun, live how you want to live for dirt cheap, and on top of that, you get to make more money than most people around you, especially the locals. And on top of that, you're doing something that's just bullshit, ridiculous fun. I mean, I was getting paid better money than I ever got paid in America for just teaching English, but I get to scream at the top of my lungs, ah! With like my puppet, my Kermit the Frog, ah! And I know you told me not to do that when I was on your farm, but I thought that shit's just fucking hilarious, man. I mean, I just couldn't. And it's still funny to me. And I just thought that's so
Yeah,
fucking
you
funny.
almost got, yeah, they thought you were the funny thing
Yeah,
is they thought
they
you
thought I
were
was,
like
yeah, they
trying to
thought I
kill
was,
yourself, flipping
yeah, they
out.
thought
They
I was
thought you
fucking,
were, it's funny that you weren't then, and they were creeping up
yeah,
on you and you didn't notice it. But
yeah.
when
It's
you
funny.
were
You
on
said
it, you thought
they
people
actually
were.
did creep. You said,
Yeah, they
well, if
were.
you ever thought people were peeking on you, that somebody actually was peeking in on you, but I didn't even notice it because
Yeah, yeah.
I was having so much fun. And I didn't have a Kermit the Frog puppet. I had a mouse as like a squirrel or
You
something.
screaming though. You're doing the screaming. They heard it. Yeah, they thought you were like gonna kill yourself or something. They were worried.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I had just moved in, so they didn't know. They just thought, and we bought a place way out, by a open crematorium in the middle of orchards where nobody lived and shit. And you're living out of the dupe, which is even for farmers, that's just like their place they harvest their lumia and shit. So they were like, what the fuck? This guy's fucking
And
crazy.
I heard them yelling outside. I heard when I was doing I was doing a big group class for Siri English. It was like 100 kids or something. And I was pretty much just screaming the whole because the software was not working very good. It was like all slow, it was all pausing, but the kids were still there waiting. And I just went, so I just thought, screw teaching English. Let's just try to make everybody laugh. So I just, ah, ah, and you make this kind of sour look on your face when I do that. Like, how could you possibly think that's okay? I don't know. I was having a great time. And
Hopefully, like it.
usually when I have a great time, the kids have a great time.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
And it's just something that always has happened. Like that's kind of part of the reason why I got so stuck on saying today all the time after every sentence today and getting the kids to say today until people finally started complaining. Um, you know, but then they asked me on Magic or Seer, they said, why did you say today? And then now the students are always saying today.
I think you got it on Magic Ears too. Yeah.
Magic, yeah, no, okay. Magic Ears didn't really tolerate it very much. They didn't. I got like I think one or at least one or two complaints about today, and then students or parents said, "Why did a teacher have to say today after every sentence? Today, today, and then we're going to go to school today, and then what did you do today, and then what did you eat today, and we have to
those
go
all
over
make
here."
sense, but you
And
know,
it all makes
those
sense,
all make sense. No, you
and
use
that's
today
why
even in a,
I was abusing it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was
And you are
abusing it. I was
blueberries
abusing
are
it.
blue today. Like that,
Today.
that pushes it. But all the other
But
ones,
remember there was that one lesson on Magic Gears where
yes,
today was
I
actually
remember that one. I was like, oh,
today,
he's gonna love this one, except
today,
he won't be able to
today.
stop. He won't be able
Yeah,
to stop after his next test.
today.
So I told you that there is. Did I tell you about that? I had there's 2 times that I had some Chinese students that they came. Chiang Mai is a popular tourist destination, and so I went and saw them. I saw some of my students that I have now, and then they came. She came. So my son, I mean my student, her and his mother, and then she came with her sister and husband and a couple kids, and we were all just kind of talking. They said they're doing VIP kids and they have an AI teacher, and but he didn't like it. He said they can help like with pronunciation. Actually, was the weird thing. That's what it was good for, I guess. That's what they
Yeah,
both agreed, the student and the parent. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. So I guess the AI, I visualize the AI sounding like a robot, but I guess they have it's just like repeat after me pronunciation, but he didn't like it, and the mother didn't like it. That so it's the sister of my student's mother, and I got him there. They're my students. I picked up some more students, so the point that was that um I mean there are people out there that want it because they were complaining about how they don't have access to foreign teachers, and then she's like, well, you're so much different than the foreign teachers in China. I mean, China is a different country. Like they all stick together. They all live in like their own community and stuff. And they're hard to, it's hard to like penetrate and get to them and talk to them. And you're like, and I kind of talk, yeah, I don't even like foreigners. Like when I'm in my area, like if I go to a market and there's another foreigner, I'm just kind of like, whoa, like I ain't seen you before. Like, what are you doing in these parts, fool? Like, you know, and then like I like being out away from that. But I think China's a little different. Thailand is actually, but most people, I respect that. Most foreigners that I see out in my area, not Chiang Mai, of course, Chiang Mai's kind of cosmopolitanish, but like in my area, it's like I can tell we both don't like seeing each other, so we just kind of give like but we'll just give a little nod and keep walking, and then I won't see him around my parts anymore. Like, hey, this market's taken, buddy. There's that,
you talking about the morning market? You talking about the morning market or something?
well, yeah, yeah, just yeah, regular stuff.
I noticed like when you go down to where that day market, like the afternoon market, where I got like we got the balloon for Chaya, and we
Oh
had
yeah, that's got for wrong. That place, that's cool. That place they've got all kinds.
There's foreigners there.
Yeah, that's Chiang Mai. Technically, that's Hong Dong, but that's not even my city. That's not even my
Hong Kong.
Hong Dong, Hong
Hong
Dong,
Kong.
Hong
Yeah.
Dong, Hong Dong.
So
That's in between where I live in Chiang
yeah.
Mai.
So
That place is literally it's literally called foreigner market. So that one's cool. I'm talking about like where we ate that J food close to my
yeah.
house. That one.
Well, I feel like I'm getting close to some sort of either a breakthrough, possibly a breakthrough, possibly a
Digital
breakthrough.
breakthrough. That's what it's. That's
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying.
I want it to be I really want it to be a breakthrough and not a breakdown, but I feel like there's going to be a break of some kind. And
Breakthrough
then
is better. That's why I changed it.
yeah,
That's what I changed it. It's
and
breakdown.
now I'll be honest. The truth is, me and Soup, we don't like it here in Patani. We really don't like it here.
Yeah.
We don't like it. It's not fun, bro.
I mean, it was a 3-month contract, or you still might go longer because it's getting close.
Well, yeah. The thing
right?
is, we're not sure. We're not sure because it's. I feel like I kind of feel like in my heart, like we're not going to be here next semester, but I don't know that for sure because
Nobody
there's
else.
yeah, like there's some rope dope. There are funny things going on, funny business going on with Tom's company. I think I
Yeah.
mentioned it in the last videos that he hasn't came out and told me, but I've heard it from some other teachers like that I'm kind of cool with. They work for his company. One guy, he's pretty cool. He's from Sweden. He said that Tom's company's having some trouble. They're like, there's schools that owe him like 6 million baht in Phuket town. A lot of teachers haven't got paid yet. Mostly Chinese teachers and Filipino teachers haven't got paid yet. Um, and I don't think the company has a lot of money. And I heard already beforehand that this school I'm teaching at may not have anything next semester. And then I hear that they will or that they might. It's Thailand. You know how it is. It's like there's no future plans really. It's like everything just kind of goes up and down here and there. You have to just wait till you get there to see if it's
Yeah.
so I'm kind of mentally preparing. We put aside some money. We're gonna try to put aside as much money as possible next month. We're gonna get like 31,000 baht. I mean, I get paid 38, but he takes out 5,000 towards the motorbike, and then he also takes out like social insurance and stuff, which kind of sucks because I have social insurance, medical insurance, but I can't even use it because my work permit was created in Phuket, meaning so I can only use my insurance in Phuket, and I don't live in Phuket, and I'm not working in Phuket. And I asked him one time, I said, so I noticed that my work permit was, in Phuket. So that means I just said what the admin told me. His admin, her name is Bowie. She said, there's going to be, I asked her, can I use my social insurance here in Batam? She said, no. And he said, you can use it only in Phuket since your work permit was created in Phuket. And I'm not working there. So I said, okay, so Bowie, it was just kind of like my nice way of sort of like, without sounding like a bugaboo, of asking him if I can go to Phuket. I said, so Bowie told me that my work permit was created in Phuket, which means I can only use my social insurance in Phuket. Does that mean I'll be going back to Phuket? Or will that mean that I'm moving to Phuket? And he said, right now, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, that I'm just like, it's just a little stressful, kind of, even though they're paying for our rent here, I honestly I'm at the point where I just don't care. Like, I'm at the point where I'd rather just pay my own rent and work somewhere that I want to live. And just because I really would want to I really want to find a place that's in a place that that resonates with me, like Chiang Mai or Phuket. But at this point, I kind of feel like I kind of just want to go to Chiang Mai. I don't know. I feel
Yeah.
like I want to go there and not just live on your farm, but just to go to Chiang Mai. Maybe even Chiang Mai City would be better.
Well, Chiang Mai City would be better, I mean, than my land. So that's the other option I'm thinking is, sorry for kind of cutting you off, but
Okay.
were you finishing something or?
Well, just real quick.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
want to
yeah.
say, I think it'll be great to go somewhere, that has clean air or a good, I know they have a lot of vegan food there. I really love vegan food. And it makes me feel it's a plant-based diet really seems to be the best for me. Like it helps me think clearly. It helps me feel good. I'm not 100% vegan. I never really was. I've always eaten
Yeah.
fish, but I enjoy it. I notice the more I eat, that seems to be the diet that works the best for me. I don't know if it's my blood type or whatever. Sook's not vegan. She doesn't really like vegan food that much, but it's okay because there's a lot of stuff in Chiang Mai and there's a lot of vegan options, which I've always loved. There is in Phuket too, but I think there's a lot in Chiang Mai too. And it's cheap. The vegan food there is even cheaper than in Phuket. Like I can get a pretty decent plate of food for 40 baht.
And
Even last time.
there's a really good place. There's a really good place that's cheap. Oh, it's so good. Come
And
my okay. It's
that pizza place was fucking awesome. I love that place. There's new good pizza here in Patani. None. There's some good pizza places in Phuket,
oh
because
yeah,
they got it.
Phuket stuff.
They got
So
some Italian people there.
so that would be the other option because there is a big, yeah, it would be hard. So yeah, the one option would be if you're trying to save money, could do that. Or I mentioned already coming here. The other one is just moving to a new place is difficult. So it'd be nice to just move here as a temporary, get your foot, find work. It's hard to find work from outside the city and come here and have a job lined up. But because you know how it is. I mean, you got to walk in person. But if you walk in person, you could probably find teaching. There's, I mean, Chiang Mai bigger than Phuket, and
it's bigger than Chiang Mai is bigger than Phuket.
Yeah, it's the second largest city in. That's
someone just give a thumbs up.
It's me. It does it when I do something. I can get balloons too. Watch. I can get balloons if I do peace. Come on, give me the balloons. Yeah.
Oh, nice, awesome.
Yeah, it's the second largest city in Thailand. Actually, so I mean but Phuket's a province, right? I mean, that's a good question. Is the entire province of Phuket might have more people than the city of Chiang Mai, but no, Chiang Mai city is definitely more dense, and there's a lot of schools. So the point being that, yeah, it would be hard to come here and then you'd have to rent a place. It would cost a lot of money until you find a job. I mean, we're still an hour from the city, so that there's some travel time. There's really nothing available here. I mean, there are a couple schools you could get lucky and get one, but I would definitely, you'd want to be in the city for a long term thing. So the other option would be, yeah, come here, just stay on the land for a month or so to find, and then just go, do walk-ins. That's the best way to get jobs.
Yeah, yeah.
Just go to Chiang Mai City and just walk in every.
You think walk-ins are a good idea? Really?
I think so. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
well, I mean, it's been a long time since I did it. That's how I mean, that's how I got all mine. Yeah. Well, did I call? Oh no, I did write. You could write them, but even you write, but if you write them, you got to be ready to walk in. So I don't think it's effective to write from Batani, say, hey, I'm considering, because I remember getting that. I was hiring. If somebody wasn't in Phuket and asking about if we had a job, I didn't even deal with it. I was like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if
Yeah,
you want to, okay. But I even had one guy, he flew in from Bangkok to, I said, we need to see you in person. Like you'll need to be here in person for an interview. You're not going to get hired without being here. So walk-ins are good, but email, but like, okay, I'm ready. I'll be there tomorrow for an interview. You know what I mean? And you have to be ready. You have to be in. So yeah, you don't have to walk in, but you have to be present in Chiang Mai. So that's why, yeah, you could do it from here. But if that's the case, I would actually rather that, and then not really focus on working online so much. I don't want you to be tied up there. Plus, I'm kind of running that string in that. Actually, it won't be that hard. I can double up the internet. Don't worry about all that. Okay, so anyway, I mean, it would be a staying here temporarily until you get a job in Chiang Mai. I imagine it would be as easy, if not easier, to get a job here than Phuket. I don't know that because I've never
yeah,
worked here, but I just would imagine it is because there are so many schools.
yeah.
So there's that. So I mean, I think Chiang Mai could be a good option. As you're saying, you want to get out of there, but it sounds like
Yeah, it's just like at this point, I kind of feel like, okay, if there's not going to be any work in Phuket, and if there's not going to be any work here, then I need to go somewhere. And I was thinking, okay, but I also kind of want to come to a new understanding about just life and about everything. I think we had a pretty good connection,
yeah.
and
Oh
we
yeah.
made some great. I know I was still not all there 100%, and I realized that, and I'm realizing it now. And as when I fell back into drugs, I had those resentments, and I just want to again apologize about that. My mind was just not there, and then the drugs made me bitter, and they made me weak, and I just I vented, and I apologize about that, man, and I
No, I
apologize.
mean it's
I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed about it a little bit,
yeah,
but
yeah,
hopefully,
yeah.
we squash that,
For
right?
sure.
I hope,
That's yeah,
yeah. And so,
absolutely, absolutely. No, absolutely. I mean, I'll be upfront and honest about you coming here and my when like I wouldn't have wanted you to come here. Yeah, you'd need at least. I mean, I don't. The numbers arbitrary, but it generally was 6 months. I mean, now talking to you, I'm telling you, I can. Your head is clear. I mean, all of your thought process of what you want to do, it all makes sense. I don't have like a clear answer because they're good questions and they're reasonable.
yeah,
Your thought process is clear now, and it hasn't been in years.
I would love to do that yoga with you again, like we did, and this time I want to keep it. I saved it for a few years, but I want to do it again and save it, and I will keep it. I'll put it on a fucking cloud. You
Yeah,
know what I
well,
mean?
just upload to YouTube. I'll let you. You can upload to
Yeah,
YouTube.
that'd be great. That'd be great. It was a
You can
great.
even you can upload stuff to YouTube and keep it private if you want. Just if you ever need to
Yeah, yeah,
save
yeah, yeah,
videos,
yeah,
you should always. Now that you have your own thing,
yeah,
but tell you the truth, sometimes those are the best. Like I said, my best YouTube video was me doing that Russian dance, the Lizginka, the Dagestanian dance after one of my fights that Louis Marino recorded from his in the corner. He recorded from his phone. It was just the videos that get attention sometimes aren't the ones that you expect to. So you might actually have some, and you could I mean you could do anything on my land talking about it. I actually would like that. That would kind of promote me as well. That's another thing about the content creator is like, it's not for a while. There are people out there trying to like hack the system, but it's like if you're authentic, man, it comes. And it's just like I post a lot of shit. sometimes it's like I'm posting English teaching and then, you know, how to make organic pesticide and stuff from tobacco leaves. And it's just like, that's my life. Like, okay, maybe that doesn't appeal to everybody. Oh, I like this, I didn't like this, but I don't care. I'm not trying to fill a niche exactly, but that niche will kind of just, it'll arise from whatever you do. There will be people that just it resonates with, and then you're doing stuff, if you're doing stuff. So I want, I think you build, content creators need to kind of build off each other, and not fake, not just like, yeah, I like my video, you like your video, but actually engage. And you're posting videos of my land from your perspective. I'm posting videos of my land from my perspective. So, and we're getting it, and we mention each other, and then people could get connected, and then kind of gain this again. But it's just, I believe in authenticity. But those are the things that people that are fakes would try to fake that shit. But it's like, we're doing stuff that's actually legitimately like, these are, I'm like, I literally did just chop that banana tree up and cut it in pieces, and make some, you know, organic dirt to plant some seeds and watch them grow and stuff. And it's like, uh, you know, building the wall and stuff. And then, I mean, you could walk around the land and talk about like the things you're doing, and then interview me, I interview you, whatever. I mean, um, um, and I think it would get your head kind of straight here. It's a good place. I mean, that's what the gathering is. 2040. It's going to be a place to get. You know, we'll be at another stage. Yeah, yeah. Basically, until 2040. That's for me. That's me. That's when I actually want to stop. I hope to have everything in place where I don't need to earn any money. If I have, I would actually like to have, by then, I would like to be making money with content creation, but actually not even do it anymore. Just give it to my son, let him kind of carry it. And my land will be like self-sufficient, so I won't really need anything. And he may be in and out doing his own thing. But you know, I hope to kind of just stay connected with him, doing whatever he wants to do. You know, I mean, so I think, I mean, I want to build something, and I think, you know, we can help each other by building stuff. I mean, you know, doing stuff,
Yeah, yeah. No,
and
it'd be my pleasure. Yeah, it'd be my pleasure. I just want to build as much as possible and help you with whatever everything you need, because it would be the least I could do. You know, you've helped me out so much, and I was hoping to learn some more from you. Like, for example, I really think it's cool that if I learn how to do the independent thing too, you know, I still think working for a company is great, but I want to go. I want to have an independent student base also, because that would be probably more essential and more stable for like traveling, because you know you never know what's going to happen with companies. You know, I know
yeah.
you. I'll be honest. I was a little discouraged when you said all this rigmarole about China paying and how to pay, and that sounds
That's it.
fucking.
That's it. Honestly, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I'm not. I wouldn't walk you through the money. The money shit is so. It's so, and it could even get worse if like a, you know, China Taiwan issues, and if America sanctions China, and then that would even make one more step where they're right now, because they don't own bank accounts, and they don't have credit cards. They don't really use it. They use their WeChat. I just have
Yeah,
one son. I have the Singapore kids. They send it cryptocurrency, like just USDT, not any wacky, you know, that's just regular dollars. But they can send it that way, but China can't. Now China might open up. That would be nice. I think in the future there will be more interoperability with money transfers, but as of right now, the way I do it is I have a father that I trust, because his son's been my student for 7 8 since he was 5. He's like 12 now. And you're the dragon, he is a dragon. And I give him free lessons, and he collects money from all the parents through
yeah,
WeChat. They do they do everything on WeChat. We can't, they all want to send me money on WeChat. They don't understand, like, well, why don't you guys have WeChat? We have WeChat. I was like, okay, we've got the same shit. We both, China and America, or Western, we all have the same shit. It's just there's no interoperability between the two. There's no bridge. I can't open a WeChat without a Chinese bank account. I can't have a Chinese bank account unless you might be able to if you have a work permit and we're working there, but as a foreigner, you can't. I could open one in Hong Kong, but I'd need like a register business, and it would cost a lot of money. And even that for them is a little difficult because Bank of Hong Kong's different. They use Hong Kong dollar, not digital yuan. I was looking at that. I was looking at a couple of ways where I did it through a credit card. They don't have credit cards. Very few of them have credit cards. I did find a system where I could get it, but I would actually, because I do have a UK account because one of the companies I work for created one on this app, and I could have it sent there and then sent here. And I looked at, I'd lose like 50% of transfer and currency. It would have to transfer to pound, and then it would have to transfer to Thai baht, and twice, and conversion rates and extra fees and shit.
Yeah, that just
So,
sounds
all that
just
right
sounds
now, the
confusing, man.
money
It's
transfer, that's why
confusing.
working for a company is good. Unless you have one teacher that you, or one parent that collects all the money, and then they're able to send it. He works for a company and has a bank. He works
Yeah.
privately, internationally. He works with international banks. He's able to do an
They
international.
use PayPal in China, even with a VPN, or
Oh, you
no?
already asked me that, and I told you, fuck no. I'm telling you, none of those shit. I mean, I'm not saying they couldn't, but they want. That's. I mean, they
They
could.
cannot. They can't
They
do like a
could as easy as you could open WeChat. I mean, that they don't. It would be a headache for them. I didn't. I'm letting you know the way, only way it worked for me. So anyway, I would help you on
okay.
content creation and delivery and the 10-cent model, which for us is called Voo. I would do all that, but I'm not willing to get involved in the payment at all because it's such a
Yeah.
fucking, and there's
I
no.
bet maybe if I posted a question about that on the going
Yeah, that's
solo.
right. Yeah, if that's what, if you want to do that, if you can figure out how to get
Yeah.
paid, I will help you on all the technical stuff, video.
Okay.
I
Okay.
will help
Cool.
you there, but I'm not
Yeah.
gonna.
Yeah.
The money deals
Yeah.
is
And so content creation. Now, as far as you asked me a question, I didn't really get to like really go into. I kind of rambled, but about shoulda, woulda, coulda. What can I do here? Well, I honest to God think that this is kind of what's been on my heart lately is that I feel like the universe is trying to tell me another thing. It's trying to tell me that I need to create content, that I need to go as hard on content or harder on content creation than I have ever gone on anything in my entire life. For many reasons, like on any harder than online teaching, harder than anything, because first of all, I never want to go back to America, bro. I'm not saying that I want to stay in Thailand forever, but I never want to go back to America. Like never. I might, but even if I do, I don't want to be stuck in America, working in America at some shit 9 to 5 job that I hate. If I go there, I still want to be creating content.
that.
I still want to. I want to be. I want to be a digital nomad. You want to know what I want to be when I grow up? What my career goal is for the rest of my life is to be 100% digital and online, digital nomad. Not maybe not just teaching online, but anything and everything. I want it all. I want to have like 5 or 10 fucking things in my toolbox
Yeah.
as far as how I can make money.
If you're not pumping out 4, 5, 6 videos a day, then
Yeah, I just want to be like a fucking
I won't pick.
machine. I
I
want to
don't
be a.
want to be.
I
Are
want
you
to be
gonna do
a.
it? I mean, you got to just do it.
Yeah,
You're procrastinating. I mean, do it. Start
yeah,
posting hard.
yeah. Okay, and so I think I'm gonna pretty.
That's how you do it. Like you look at any great, you look at any great YouTuber, you look at any content creator, and then go back to their earliest videos and see how far they've come. And some of them maybe even close their accounts because they're embarrassed of it. I mean, that's how you evolve. That's how you improve. You don't improve in your head and trying to create a perfect thing. The first things you post are going to be shitty, but it's going to be that interaction with people. It's when people are going to get, you're going to get comments and they're going to say things, and then you sometimes take it to heart if it's criticism and recognize, well, maybe they're right. And then also you watch it and you see it, make sure that video is not shaky. Make sure you do want to get good at editing, but you don't have to. You can do just straight, boom, do it. If you don't, because editing takes a long ass time. That's really time consuming. That's my style. I am more long form. I mean, I've been editing a long time. I think that's not your cup of tea. That might stress you out. You might be better to just do. You're a better ranter than me, I think. So I think your app is record it, rant it, post it. Don't even worry about. It's raw. It's raw, and people do like that. There's a lot of people that are very successful that way. That's usually not mine. I'm passionate about editing and stuff. So that's my style. I don't think you're passionate about editing. I think that would stress you out. So I'm thinking, because it's technical. I mean, you got to like move, cut, slice, splice, treat, and you do need pretty powerful RAM on a computer to do that. The MacBook Pro is good for that.
I do want to eventually get better at it though. I mean, I do. I want to. I
Well,
mean,
you can.
if that's what I want to do for the rest of my life, is
Fine,
make.
you can get better, but get better as you're doing it. Don't think
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh, I need to get better before I start.
yeah, yeah,
That's bullshit right
yeah,
there.
yeah. Someone said one time, they said you don't got to be great to get started, but you got to get started to be great.
Absolutely. No,
And
that's 100.
he also said that anything worth doing is worth doing badly until you get it right. Now you said,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
right. I mean, anything worth doing is worth doing good, as we've been taught, but anything worth doing is also
Yeah,
worth
you
doing
you got to
bad.
do it. If you want to be a content creator, start blasting it out there.
Yeah. Okay.
And don't worry. It's not. That's the thing. It's not going to hurt you to post shitty things that aren't. It's not going to be like. I mean, you could be like, oh, maybe one person's going to see it, and then because it wasn't good, they're never going to see it again. No, there's so many people out there. That's we're consumers. And we're only growing. People are just they consume stuff online, and the logarithms are so good that you can try to fake it, try to hack it, try to find the niche. You are unique enough that some people will have to do that because they're a regular person in a regular environment with nothing special, and they're going to have to create something. They're going to have to put a lot more creativity into making their life and their personality and their environment, unique enough to grab eyeballs. You've got it. You're in that. I mean, you're in. I mean, how many foreigners are in Patani right there? I mean, you're wasting.
Not many. Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
there's not that when I saw that, I've never been that deep in. I mean, I've driven through going to Malaysia on a bus, but even then, we only stop at the bus stops that are kind of like that. But you're deep in there. I know you might feel uncomfortable videotaping. Nowadays, it doesn't seem people are like people kind of expect you to be videotaping stuff. But I mean, you can still do a selfie and walk, real slow, and just your background being so unique that that's. I mean, you've already been there several months. If you don't have 100 videos of you being there online, then you don't want to be a content creator.
Okay. I have about 10 online.
Okay, no,
But
okay, that's good. That's good. I'll watch it. I'm gonna watch them. I'll give you feedback.
Yeah.
I'll give you feedback on the thing in a way. You're getting some comments, but they'll be legitimate. I'm gonna be authentic with it. I mean, no, you got. I mean that. I mean that. All your. I mean, talk about and people like life stories. So I would even talk to the camera and even ask people, to get them involved and tell them your thought process. Tell us your thought process. You have I like the way you think now that it's clearer, at least than where it's been. And people will enjoy that. And God forbid you do have another boo-boo, fucking do it the whole time. People will love to fucking follow you through that. And
really,
I mean, I'm just saying. I know I don't want you to. I know. I'm sorry I said that. I'm saying it like. I mean, I don't. I rather get you here and get you on track where that's not on your mind. I think you just want to get out Patani maybe. I don't know, but no, just do it. If you want to be a content creator, do it hard.
Yeah, I do want to get out of Tony, but I also think this is a really good place to get started with creating content. Because
it is.
Before I came out here, I was trying to find some content about Batani when I came out. And there's not a lot about Batani. There's only like a few videos. Nobody that lives in Batani. There's no foreigners. I mean, there are foreigners that live here. I think. I think there's one foreign teacher at the university, but I think other than that, me and this guy across the hallway are the only foreign teachers here. And I know he's not creating content right now, but I think that if I were to create content here, and if anybody who wants to know about Botani, this would be the place. Now, I told Tom about that I was thinking about starting a YouTube channel here. He said, if you do that, fine. Make sure you do it after you get your work permit, though, so that way they can't because in case something
that makes sense. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, but I mean, I'll just I won't say anything negative. I'll just but I would like to talk about my personal experience here so far.
Yeah, do it, and don't be. And that's another thing with. I mean, TJ, I know you're a little worried, and that's I'm not willing to live a life where I'm not. I think about it. If I have to go teach or something, there might be some videos I just put on silent for a while. If I had to do an interview that I'm like, I might not want to come across that. But for the most part, no. It's like no, I wouldn't. Then I wouldn't do it. I'm not willing to do that. So, but yeah, I mean, don't be. I mean, just be real and authentic. Nowadays, it's fine. I don't think. I remember coming across stuff on people's social media presence, and it doesn't, we're moving into a new era where, it's people respect authenticity, and when you're just, this is me, that you see online, they see you in real person, they see, it's good to know somebody's real, man. All
Yeah.
due me, and you are real. You're real and unique. So fucking embrace that and create that content.
Right on, brother. Yes, I will, and I will, and I will keep going. And I have some other videos I'm going to post as well, and just keep it real. I mean, that's the thing. I got to understand, like, and I think this is probably. I mean, I'm not saying it's the best time. Like you said, if I would have got started, when I was living in Playas, Tijuana, back in like
Before, no,
2011.
2012 when you were in, back, yeah, even before that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no. You would have what you could have, you'd be digital nomad. I think in 5 to 10 years, it would take. I mean, it wouldn't take sooner than that, but you could get it. I mean,
Yeah,
it takes a while to build it up, but you'd see it, and then when it goes, it's exponential, though. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you'll get a point where now it's boom. Now you can move to maybe full time, even.
Yeah, who knows? This might be the best time to do it because I'm not teaching online like before. I have more time to create content.
And more people watch more I mean, more. I mean, it's growing and more and worldwide too. So like in America, people have been creating content for a long time. That's why I actually think teaching, it might not, I mean, teaching English, or it's not even teaching English, but people do want to learn English. And a lot of people around the world are learning English on podcasts and content creation, just watching videos of people talking to get the English. So to throw in a little bit of that on top could be, that could be the reason why they're watching it. They don't, just get it. So um that's that. I'm gonna watch it out if I can find you JJ today. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna share. Can I share my screen and watch a video right here?
yeah, sure.
Okay.
I don't think none of them have my face though. It's mostly just me walking and
Well, that's
talking.
fine. I'll give you some.
I got the little tripod thing though, so I can start walking around with that,
Yeah.
and as I'm doing my walks, yeah, it's gonna be good.
The only problem is, what about this guy, JJ today? Did you notice that? You didn't look up to see if somebody else has JJ today?
Oh no,
Oh, this guy, this you? JJ today 3717?
no, that's not me either. What the fuck? That's weird. Let me see. I thought it was called JJ today.
It could be, but it just needs you need
Yeah, I mean, I can always, because I had another few ideas for names too. I was thinking
gameplay with
JJ
JJ
today.
today. Yeah, you've got some JJ today's
I was
expat in Thailand.
like,
Oh, no.
John Jordan. See, look, it's like this. John Jordan, JJ
Oh,
today.
you actually got at JJ today though. Oh wow,
Oh,
that's actually
oh,
good
John.
if you got it.
No, it's at JJ today. My bad. Okay.
That's what I said. Okay. Well, that's good. There it is. Okay. We'll subscribe to you. There you go. Whoa, you guys subscribe. Let's take a little look. Okay. Okay, we've got, so you do see, I haven't really done shorts, but shorts are good. I think you're good at those shorts
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And then
The
you
the
did
turtle
one.
got the turtle got the most views for some reason.
Atera is the
Oh,
IT painkiller. Remote monitoring and
whoa,
management.
whoa.
Remote act.
Okay. So we've got
Interesting. So you can see all those videos. You can see my playlist too.
I was wondering, you were wondering that magic, that you can take it off if you go in the settings, you can find it out. Because I think I've got weird lists because I'm always watching videos too for my teaching. So it's like, and I look a lot of my politics stuff. You can
I didn't think they could also see the videos that I
yeah,
watch.
you probably could go in there and do it. So I'm your first subscriber. Look at you. So anyway, let's just take a little look at this one.
This is one of the beaches here in Patani, and yeah, we just kind of came out here, and I want to give you like a
I like it.
short
No, I'm
video.
glad you're doing it.
We drove out here with one of the teachers from school, and I'm just gonna walk out here further, show you a little closer view. So I don't know why, but they said we can't swim in this water. I'm not sure why, but maybe because it's dirty. I'm not sure. But it doesn't look like a kind of water I want to swim in anyway. So I just want to show it to you. Why can't we swim? Did she say why? Dangerous. Okay. So it's dangerous water.
No.
And I guess I could see why, you know.
I'll take you out. Those
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
pretty
you,
strong.
take you out and swim back.
Although I think I've seen stronger, but this is pretty strong. And it's not like, you know, all beautiful like Phuket or anything. It's kind of like, I don't know, it doesn't look that bad. It kind of reminds me of Santa Cruz or something, but the sand is, I'm standing on the sand, and you can see it's like, it's kind of like rocky sand, you know? It's not like
That ain't no Phuket beach, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like Phuket sand, it's like pebble sand. So I don't know, maybe it's just not gonna be, it wouldn't be as fun. I'm sure people probably swim in here. But it smells good out here. It smells like really ocean smell. Oh yeah, I just thought I'd come out here and show you. This is Patani Beach. It's nothing like Phuket Beach, but it's okay. I just thought I'd come out here for the experience.
Well, it's cool because there's nobody
right.
there. That's what I mean. That I mean, it's like, you know, in Phuket you get you're gonna get all the there's just so many people. It's kind of nice to have the beach to yourself. That was kind of cool.
Yeah. I kind of wanted to just start fresh though. I didn't know everyone could see all my all my personal playlists and stuff. I thought that was all private, but
you
really
can do it. You can do it. You can do it on your I
can
mean,
make that private, huh?
I can show you if I were on mine. If I were on my channel, I don't know. Can you see my shit? Maybe your channel. Multiple. So I created my own playlist.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd create your playlist. So yeah, and they're different. So it is nice to kind of put it like, yeah, food and health, local attractions. So there's one for local attractions or something. And then you could do like monologues, daily monologue or something, and just do a little thing or something. And so I don't, you know, I actually don't, I think I have one short. I probably should do shorts. I think those are more popular now. But in the if I were to do some settings, you are able to fuck, I don't know where it is, but if you dig around, you can take those off and shit, so people don't see what you're looking at. But anyway, no, I'll view some of those too and give some common stuff. No, I'm glad you did that. Actually, I know I mentioned it, and I think you did tell me that, but I didn't get around to doing it. But like I said, yeah, I mean, first 100 videos are really just for you to kind of practice getting them up there, and then you kind of watch them and see. You can kind of critique yourself. Generally, I think it would be good to see your face, but when you want to show something, it does make it a little more difficult. So in that case, for the beach, you might it makes sense not to, but you could, you know, kind of tilt it in something, maybe. I don't know. I mean it is good. People do like to see the person. I think, you know, you're
Yeah.
pleasant enough to look at. So then so anyway, yeah, no, I think there's no, I don't think there's definitely was I mean, I think content creation there definitely was a group of content creators that had it a lot easier. It didn't have, but what's people like raw shit right now because of AI, because of high tech things that sometimes some good old fashioned raw footage can be good, but you do want a unique touch, your own style of narration and cinematography and stuff. So you know, you find your niche, but you find it by just doing pumping it out. In this case, I would say, yeah, quantity over quality at the beginning, just to pump it out, but still make everyone as good as you can, but don't like redo it so many times that you only get one. Like, you know, keep them, you know, maybe a minute or so of but you do well speaking and stuff. Yeah, and keep it talking. I think people like talking, you know, hearing some explanation about things. So anyway, yeah. So I think there's a niche, and you could do a side one teaching English if there's some fun stuff that you like English that you want to there are a lot of people that learn English online, and it's competitive. But you know, if you had multiple things, you might get some people that actually. That's why I kind of posted that. I mean, it's not why, it's just everything I do. I just post it. I create my own lessons for the weekend anyway, and they're really nice. And I never want to use them again. It's like I don't want to teach the same lesson twice. So I make a lesson, boom, I save it in an archive. It's like it's like I don't want to teach that again. I want to make a new lesson every week, and then my students know that, and they can feel it. And it's like, well, as long as I made the lesson, I might as well do. So after, at the end of the day, I record it again, do the whole thing, share my screen, go through the whole lesson, and then I put advanced, because it is an advanced. I put advanced English lesson, and then I post that. I post that to Facebook. I post it to Twitter, and I get people, and then I hashtag it with, and I ask ChatGPT. I say, tell me how to say learn English, and I'll give them like 20 different languages every week, a different one. They'll give it to me there. So anybody in that language, you know, I'll do shit Romanian and shit, you know, things that aren't as popular, aren't as common, because those are the niches you might have to hit. Everyone's already hit some of the main targets. So there's still, yeah, there's a lot of room for content creation. You could say you missed the first wave, but it ain't going away. There's a huge market for content creation, and there are some untapped markets, and it's just gonna continue growing. And who knows? I mean, if you have enough content creation, I mean, a lot of AI are you know, just learning models that take input. So the more content you have, that if we do ever reach a time when you can create an AI avatar of yourself, you could generate content based on the content you have already created, and everybody will do that. And the more content you have created, the better informed your AI avatar will be. And I seriously think in the future we will be able to generate. I think it's going to be regular. Everyone's going to generate income. Like you hear the like universal based income and stuff, which could come about, but it's like I think there's going to be some degree of, you're going to make money on your worth, and your worth is on how, you know, there is a consumer aspect. You know, if you're popular enough to you know, get people to be interested, you're going to earn more money in some way. I don't know how it's going to work. AI is going to be involved in advertisements and consuming, and you know, but in a sense, if AI takes over the world in a lot of aspects, and then they always say, like, you know, our data is what's so valuable, you know, that all these companies, they're harvesting our data. And in some ways, I don't really care. I mean, the only reason that they're like, you should care, because it's worth a lot of money and they're selling it. But I'm like, well, fuck, I don't know what to do with it. You know, I mean, I can't make money off it, but maybe in the future I can. And then once I do have, like, I don't think it's lost forever. I think the more content, the more presence you have on social media platforms, and or not just on, the more content creation you have, the more value you have to the system, right? If you're that's why they will pay you. If you're a good content creator, they're paying you because you're making them money. And so I don't know exactly how it's going to play out, but if you're creating content, I can see a future where if you're not creating content, you're not earning money. You know, that's going to, it's going to be a major revenue for most people. That might not even be in our lifetime, but eventually. It was one of the Black Mirror episodes. Did you watch Black Mirror? That was on your oh, that was a good one, man. They had
Netflix? Is that Netflix?
no, but it was called Black Mirror, and it was on I back when you gave me access to your
Netflix.
Netflix. Yeah. It was a really good. It was a series. They were unconnected. Each one was its own episode, you know, they were all like take place in the future, but they had a weird twist. I was like, wow, that could be like that. And there was this one where everybody was like connected to the phone, but it wasn't like it. You could tell it wasn't like that much in the future, but it's like kind of give you these ideas where you're just like, you know, there is a value. And I actually want to escape that. That's Earthroot by 2040. I think actually by 2040, I think it will be like that. Like I said, my son will be younger. If he wants to take what I built online and run with it, he can. If not, he can start his own. But I would like to have some thing, but I would like to get to the point where I'm not actively involved, but I might by 2040 be able to generate some sort of something that is just automatically generating income. Again, I don't know how it's going to play out, but yeah, do it. Keep it coming, baby. Keep it coming.
All right, I will.
content creation, baby. I mean, it's gonna pay off. It's gonna pay off. And yeah, like I said, in the future, you'll probably be able to AI be like, okay, take all these videos. I think AI in the future will be able to watch videos just like they can do text. You can give it a long text and say, can you condense that to this? You'll have all your videos already online. YouTube will open the AI video AI editor. You know what I mean? And you'll say, okay, look through all my videos and edit a video that does this and this and this, and it will edit it in the way that you want it to, and you won't have to do anything. That'll come. That'll come in soon, I think.
Okay, all right, that's cool. I mean,
I believe editing will be yeah. I don't think you'll need to do technical editing anymore. Because you saw Sora, right? Have you seen that?
no,
Oh,
is that Netflix?
no, Sora is ChatGPT. In my, I can create, if I say, like, you've seen text to image, right?
Yeah.
Okay, they do text to video. So they literally just text somebody saying like, make. I'll show you. I mean, and so if they can do this already, they'll be doing, okay, take my videos and edit it, and you can tell it how to edit it. Don't just edit it. Create a documentary video about Patani, and you upload 10 videos that were in Patani, and then they'll know because you were narrating it. They'll be able to watch the video and read it, or understand all the words that you said, and then cut it and clip it. Yeah, I don't think there would be a need to do video editing. Like, graphic designers aren't needed anymore. So yeah, I was gonna share that to you. I mean, let me show you. Like, when you first see this, you'll be like, so hopefully I don't. So now it's not available yet for regular people, but it will be soon probably. So, for instance, they just said a stylish woman walks down Tokyo streets filled with warm, glowing neon lights, and then that just within a minute it generated this video. That's not a real person. That's not the real street. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, and then California footage of California during the gold rush. I mean, so think about how all the videographers, editors, you used to have a team, like in a movie, you know, this would be like a scene from movies, clip to clip. And then you have the actors in there standing in one of these, how that looks like Sacramento, huh? Like downtown Sacramento kind of. And then, so I'll show you the one I liked, actually, was the very first one is like, give me a kangaroo, cartoon kangaroo, dancing to disco, and it looks like a Pixar video or something, and it's like, if you think about it like that, it's not, but you need a graphic designer. Like, literally it generates this picture, this video. So watch this video right here. That it does. It says a cartoon kangaroo disco dancing, and then, you know what I mean? Bam. You don't need to be a graphic designer. You just so AI is definitely going to be involved in what we do, but we got to figure out how to use it in a way that is going to, you know, promote us, or you know, be an extension of us, not just a passive, oh, AI is taking over. Like, you know, work with it, get involved, and having, and when that does come, when that day comes that there are AI video generators, it's going to be a lot better for those people who already have their content online available for AI to you know, gather and edit and post.
Brother, I want to say something. How did you get your cats from Phuket to Chiang Mai?
You were there when I did it, right? So
yeah,
we packed everything in that truck. Were you there? I remember Nelson was there. You were kind of busy in those last days. Did you see the truck? So I packed everything in our trucks, and it was very cheap. Now you fly Air Asia, which is I mean, not Air Asia, Bangkok Airways. Bangkok Airways is a little more expensive, but Air Asia won't do it. Bangkok Airways does it. You need to get a certificate, which is only from a veterinarian, get a medical certificate saying that they don't have a disease. It's like 500 baht. It wasn't too expensive. And then they are your carry-on luggage. You
Really?
probably could get an extra thing, or not. I'm not your carry-on luggage. Your stowaway luggage. So when we came to Chiang Mai, we packed everything in that moving truck, sent that up, and when we went on the airplane, we had our backpack, and then we had our cats. So our cats were, and it only cost it cost like 500 extra baht because they're cats and they had to be stored in
For all of them, each cat at 500 or
something. I forget exactly, but it was pretty cheap. But it had to be Bangkok Airways was the only
okay,
one that offered it.
Airways. So Bangkok Airways. So we can bring our
But
cat.
I mean, that was 7 years ago. So I mean, you got to but that was definitely the cheapest route. If you try to do a pet transfer, that would be too expensive. So
So we
yeah,
can bring Julian and Dum Dum over there. Me and Sue
but
can bring. Yeah.
yeah, you can bring them here. But I mean, I can't guarantee if they have to be I mean, if they attack my cat, I mean, I don't I mean, we don't know what they'd be like. I mean, if they attack uh Guppy, they're out of here. I
Okay.
couldn't, but I'd give them a little bit of slack. But
Okay.
if they made her bleed, we'd have to do something with them. I put him in jail. Pita, like I said, Pita, we keep Pita. She's so small and I clip her nails so I can clip her. I've got like just regular toenail clip them so they're not sharp, which would be for his benefit because that would be less likely to make Guppy bleed. And then and um and then we have a big thing. We can put him in jail. Pita, if Pita attacks Guppy, I'm not. We took Doma and Tofu, dropped them off at this coffee place in Lamphun across a bridge. So I know cats can make it back, but that bridge will make it more difficult getting across the river. And and the first time I did Doma, we just did it at our local uh Watt temple, and he made it back, but I kind of knew he would make it back. I wanted to give him a chance, but then they end up that's when they attacked Misop, and Misop ended up dying and stuff, and not necessarily because of that, but it just hurt us because he was so stressed out. He was sleeping and he was tired, and Dolma, I remember, attacked him in his sleep. It was just that's it. You're out of here. You're gone. So that's the main one, attacking them in their sleep. If so, I can't control that. If a cat attacked a guppy in their sleep, man, they're not welcome. My own
Yeah.
cat. Now, in Pita's case, though, we had Gabaga loves Pita so much, and he was crying. I said, I'm taking him away. He just cried so much, and he said, that's my cat. Make the other one go away. Because he's more attached to Pita than he is to Guppy. Guppy's our baby, but to him, Pita's his baby. I said, okay, well, if she attacks Guppy, she has to go to jail all night long. So I put her in the cage all night. They usually fight at night. That's
Yeah.
I don't know. In the daytime, they're cool. So it's a nighttime. So I'd be willing to work with them and just put them in jail at night. I do have a big cage. Something. So anyway, yeah, no, I mean, I'm welcome to it, but we don't know the cat.
Okay. Well, maybe give it a try. I
Absolutely, yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like because Dum Dum never hurt Tullian even in the beginning. No one ever made anyone bleed. And then even though Dum Dum's he's really mellow, because he's fat, he's neutered. So if anything, I think Tullian probably picks on Dum Dum now more than anything. He's always like
Oh,
grabbing
yeah,
on
well,
him.
for sure, yeah. The younger cats are definitely more.
Yeah. But then still, he never
Yeah.
hurts. He never bite. He doesn't bite very hard for one, but he's also pretty small. So they love each other. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, but it's worth a try. I'm kind of curious to see how they would act around your cat. I feel like they would probably be pretty mellow. Actually, I mentioned it to Sook. Sook's more worried that your cats might actually beat up on them. That's what she's worried about. Yeah, I don't know.
Peter's the only one. These ones aren't. Yeah. Well, yeah. You don't know. You actually don't know. You don't know what happened. I mean, it's weird because Misap and uh, like we had some Jeet and stuff. Yeah, they cuddle together and everything. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, it's hard to say. And then
But yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting. But yeah, definitely. I mean, I want to work in Chiang Mai. I want to get a school. I want to work at a school there. I think it should be pretty easy. I mean, if I could stay there just until I got a job at a school, and then because I'll come there with some money, and that way, I wouldn't have to work. We could chill, we could talk, we could do yoga, we could do some Wim Hof breathing and stuff, and talk about creating content, talk about lesson plans, talk about and everything, and then get this job because I was thinking about we're gonna have when we leave here, we'll have enough money to get a place anywhere in Thailand. So deciding where we want to go, and I'm thinking, okay, since we're deciding where we're gonna go, and since I'm starting to think that we might want to go back to Laos eventually, if not maybe sooner, because we're thinking about maybe just jetting out to Laos. And I'm thinking if we jet out to Laos, if we can't bring the cats, because I think Sue pretty much told me she doesn't really care whether we bring the cats or not. She seems like she could take them or leave them. I don't feel that way about Dum Dum. I would probably live by because Tulian hasn't been neutered or anything. If I just dropped him off at the temple, I don't think it would be too horrible. I would feel bad a little bit, but not like as bad as I would about Dum Dum. Like we've already got him neutered, so I can't. He's such an awesome cat. He's just so amazing, and so I would love to just put him somewhere where I could come get him later or something like that.
Well,
So
yeah, I mean, I'd be happy to take him if he got along with the cats, but yeah, we'd have to see.
yeah,
I mean, if you came here first and then did decide to go somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, and if for some reason if he decided that he didn't get along with the cats, we had to put him in jail. Well, I guess better that you do it than I do it. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
I don't know. That might be kind of fucked up to say that, but I'm just thinking I would.
No, it makes sense. Yeah, as long, I just have to be. Yeah, that.
I would love to just give him a chance. You know what I mean? Just get at least try in case we need to go to Laos or in case we can't bring him or something like that. Because I think the chances of him being okay are pretty high. I think he'll probably go with it. But I mean, we'll find out. But anyway, even if we go there, and whether we go there or to stay at your land for time being, or we just get to a place in Chiang Mai City and have enough money to last us like a month, I think within a month it probably should be enough. Because thing is, I want to work at a school, but I'm not planning to make that my main source of income. It probably will be at first, but what I want to do more than anything, dude, this is before we say, because I'm getting tired, I'm getting sleepy, but I want to.
Oh, you're gonna call it quits.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
all
don't
right.
know. I'm just getting a little sleepy, but I want to say that what I really want to do is I want to find somewhere that I know I'm going to be comfortable buckling down for at least 6 months, and I want to get some really good internet. I want to get a really good office, nice chair, get all my props back. I have lost some props. I have a few props left, but they're all like kind of rusty. I want to regain. I want to get my Kermit the Frog back. I want to get everything better than ever, and maybe even some Manicam, maybe not, but I definitely want to get a new JJ poster, a nice, really fucking comfortable chair that I don't mind sitting in for hours on end. And I want to actually, and it might be a long shot. It may even be impossible, but I thought it was be impossible to ever get my rating back up to 4.91 on Cambly. Now I was down to 4.64. That's terrible. That's even worse than what it is. But and it's harder to get your rating up.
Do we know 100%? It's 100% accumulative, like it's based. So or does it reset? Do you know, like if it only considers the last 3 months, or is it all? Because I mean, the longer you go, then the more it's kind of set, like one little number. Oh, you're dying. You're going down. You were so gung ho last time, ready to.
I know.
Go till
I know.
2
I
a.m.
know. I
and now
know.
you're just-
I don't know.
you're
I
just
don't know.
Withering away. You're just withering away.
I know. I don't know, man. I mean, I can go longer. I feel like
No. If you can't, if you gotta.
maybe it's because I got a lot on my mind and I'm kind of it's a lot of wheel spinning right now. So
Yeah.
I feel a little awkward talking about it online, but I mean, I've talked about it quite a bit. And I do feel confident we'll have another opportunity probably, later on down not too far from now. But I wanted to say is that I want to buckle down. I want to get my rating back up, not only back to 4.91, but I want to, once I get my rating back up to the 4.80s, I want to reapply for Cambly Kids, even though they said back in 2021 that it was final. I still believe that I can do it, or I'm going to at least try. I should have done it in Vientiane when I got my rating back up, but then I fell off my motorbike right when I was going to do it. I fell off my motorbike and I got all sick, and then I had to cancel a bunch of reservations, and then they dropped my rate back down. But even shortly after I got to Vientiane, I was so full of energy when I got there because I was like, yeah, I finally made it back to Asia, and like Cambly's going to be my full-time job. So, and I had my Kermit the Frog, and then I actually got an email from the CEO of Cambly, like someone who's even higher up than Lori K. And he said, John, I just want to say we've been watching some of your videos recently. We love the way we love your energy. We love the way you teach, especially younger students. And just want to say thanks from everyone from Cambly. And I was like, wow, that's great. And I emailed him back and said, that's great. I said, thank you. Do you think, would you suggest, because I wanted to see what he'd say, because I'm not sure if he knew about what happened back in Hanoi, but I want to say, would you recommend that I apply for Cambly Kids? And he said, yeah, definitely you should apply for Cambly Kids. And my rating, I didn't feel confident, even though my rating was better then than it is now. Because I was, I was kind of been a perfectionist when it comes to online.
But you couldn't apply straight through him. You had to do it through.
Well, I think I have to just apply the way it is on the
And you
platform.
didn't even do it? But that was when you had the bike.
I did it, but I didn't do the video, the demo video. I didn't do the demo video.
Why?
No, I've no excuse, just procrastination and lack of confidence, I guess. I don't know. And then, yeah, I think it was just,
do it again. Fuck it. Do it again. Do it again. No.
Right now, yeah, right now my rating is like 4.75, but do it anyway, or I mean,
Still Lori K?
Huh? What?
Still Lori K there, or it's a different person?
I think she's still there. Yeah.
Okay.
But who knows? I mean, all I know is that it's not going to hurt. I mean, like I said, things are changing. Pretty soon, Cambly's going to be one day. Cambly's probably going to be 100% AI. And I want to make the most out of Cambly. I realize now that I took Cambly for granted a little bit. You know what I mean? I did. I thought, well, they're lucky to have me. I'm the fucking senior teacher on Magic here. That's a really cocky attitude that bit me in the butt. Right. And I know better now. Now I would kill for Cambly Kids. I would kill to have a full Cambly Kids schedule. I would kill for that. And maybe that's what I needed was a kick in the butt of to humble me down a little bit. And so I think that would be great. And then now they even have group classes on Cambly, which I'm not doing, which I want to get into. I want to see how I can do that. Maybe I have to try. Maybe I have to inquire about it. I didn't get the email, whatever. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I don't know, but I'm going to go for that. I'm going to try to become a Cambly superstar, like 100%. Cambly Kids, Cambly Classic, group class. I want to be like, and then if Magic Year says they're trying to come back. That's what they say. I'm not sure how true it is, but I do know one Magic Master. She's got a full schedule. She's teaching, 8 classes a day, like just back like the same as before. And I want to see if there's a way to get back to that some way, somehow. I'm going to try. I think if I really put my mind to it, I feel confident. If I put my mind to it wholeheartedly with a clear mind, I feel confident that I can make some significant progress. It may not be what it once was, but it definitely be better than it is now. And they might consider me for the future. And if I were to do that, I hope to God, fingers crossed, that I can, I kind of feel that this is just me. Maybe I'm vain, but I feel like part of the reason why these companies have dwindled down and things like this started happening, I think it might have been because of my paranoia, my negative perspective on that at that time during the pandemic and the lockdown. I may have manifested that shit. Now you might think, oh, you're not that powerful enough to do that. It's not just all about you. Maybe it's not all about me. I hope it's not all about me. But sometimes I feel like it is a little
manifested
bit.
What manifested?
The what happened with the companies, the Chinese companies, and all that. I feel like I manifest. Maybe that was karma for me fucking around so much during that time. It was like that was the universe trying to give me the life of my dreams, the job of my dreams, and that's how I appreciated it. I mean, I know I worked hard, but I could have.
Yeah, no,
it wasn't about working hard. It was about appreciating, really, and not just a few, not just on Sundays and Wednesdays, but appreciating it every single fucking day, and not just appreciating it, but always trying to build on it. Once I became a senior teacher, I was like, well, I'm getting just as many classes as Magic Masters. Why do I need to go push the extra mile to become a Magic Master? I know I kind of tried a little bit, but I didn't. I stopped trying.
I was like a week away from getting
Magic Master.
I mean, maybe I don't know if I would have got it, but I think they were gonna do something. I was about to get audited again, and then shit happened, and then
I think if I would have really tried, I could have done it.
Well, cool.
And I think the reason why I didn't do it is because I came to the point. We both came to that point where we're like, and I heard you say too. So you're like, I don't think I really want. I don't know if I really want to be a Magic Master. That's just, it's just like, oh. And I started thinking, well,
I don't know if I actually said that. I just said maybe I don't need to be. I mean, I don't. It's an extra $1 an hour, and I mean, it does guarantee the things. But at that point, I was kind of moving on to I was more doing Snap Lingo too, and then but anyway, I mean, do it. No, I mean, go balls to the wall. I mean,
Yeah, they like
you got your,
guaranteed something. They did guarantee, they like guaranteed that like no matter what, or there was some perk to it. I forgot what it
yeah,
was.
there was a guarantee. Every class you open is filled.
Yeah,
Which,
but then
and when I heard that, then I knew that that meant,
there was even something else. You said that like they gave you like you can get like a certificate from them or something like that, or a teaching certificate from them or something like
yeah,
that. I forgot.
everybody could have got that. I think that, but we didn't need that. We already had that. I do remember.
Yeah. It's just like, wow,
But
man, I wasn't expecting, and now there's no more workshops or anything like that. But there was one workshop back in August. I don't know if they're gonna do it again, but I think they probably will. If they're not going out of business, they're gonna do it again. And then hope to God, man, I'm gonna cross my fingers and try to manifest them back. I'm gonna try to manifest them all back to where they were, or better, or damn near. And hope to God that they one day start allowing people to promote the Magic Master again. Because if they do, I'll be one of the first people trying to do it, and not just that. There's a couple other good companies too. There's like Lingo Ace. There's Palefish. You probably heard of Palefish. They're good. They're good. I
oh,
mean, some of these
Talfish,
companies,
okay, yeah.
Palefish. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if they decided to see
there's
PAL.
companies that are paying like $30 an
I mean,
hour.
have you applied to those?
Um, Palefish, not yet. Things like my internet's so shit. I'm using,
Yeah, yeah, that's actually important. Yeah,
I don't know how long I'm going to be here. Now,
yeah.
if Tom says that he's got more work here for me, and another semester, if I'm going to stay here another semester, well, I think even though I don't really want to be here, I think the smartest thing to do would be to just
I mean,
buy buy 3BB and have
or
it
you said
installed.
that thing. I mean, that little travel one. They actually have that now. I wanted that so bad, like
What?
a portable
What
router.
for AIS?
Maybe I'm not sure if it was AIS or
No,
3V.
I
Said
heard
there's a
about,
portable router.
but yeah, it's like a portable modem you can drive it with. But I heard it's not even that great. I
Okay, yeah.
heard I heard it's not that great. Like you don't really get that great of. And if it is great, I want them
Yeah.
to.
I mean, out of everything you're saying, that this is a little choppy there. I mean that you got to do one or the other. You can't be halfway going to buckle down and do something 3V and work for another. I mean, that is the other option is buckle down for a while. And Chiang Mai could be a good place to do it.
Yeah,
You wouldn't
I
know
don't really.
unless you got here, but that's going to be a big difference. To really make money, you would have to buckle down, get the good internet, apply to these other things. I mean,
Yeah,
that seems better, maybe even than sitting
and if
around
I'm gonna,
hoping to be
if
Magic
I'm,
Master is apply to every just go. But yeah,
yeah,
you need your poster. That one is so yeah, you need to okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I mean, if that's what you're gonna do, you'd have to get your setup nice and then because you got to be
yeah,
real good on those at the beginning,
yeah.
to fit whatever they're looking for, have all the specs on your computer and
I mean,
background and everything.
maybe I'm kind of like a little too picky when it comes to buckling down sometimes because, for example, I don't really feel comfortable teaching online in this room because it's so echoey, and I mean people can hear me. I'm sure people can hear me out in the hallway right now. I've already got one noise complaint, even though I barely teach online here at all. Maybe once in a while I do Camly for like a couple hours on the weekends, which I'm going to stop doing because even when I use my phone as a hotspot, which is what I'm doing right now, it's not really that great. There's some
Oh,
problems.
yeah.
Yeah, so I really just want to get some high speed internet and just buckle the fuck down and have maybe some place where there's some like whether it's noisy outside or there's some thick walls and it's not like this echoey hotel where there's just everyone's trying to sleep. I want to be like in a pretty like a place where you can be kind of loud, and have some and decent internet. But if I have to stay here, like if because I gave Tom my word, I already told him that if I told him like this, if you need me to stay in Batani, I'm willing to do that. I would just prefer to work somewhere else in Thailand if possible. I should have said anywhere in Thailand if possible because that's really what I meant. But that was just putting it nicely, that
Yeah.
somewhere he said I understand. So I kind of don't know what's going to happen, but something I don't know, something tells me that I'll be going to Chiang Mai soon. That's just what I want to do. That's what's on my heart right now. Just go to even though I'm making payments to him for the bike, like I'll keep making payments for the motorbike, and even if I go to Chiang Mai, that way once I pay the bike off, I'm sure he'll keep it for me. He'll hold it for me. I'll have the doc. He'll give me papers, or he'll mail them to me or whatever. Keep them, whatever. But I'll probably go back to Phuket someday. I may go back to Phuket after this. Not sure.
Somebody
But
moved they were able to move their motorbike pretty cheap on a train or like US or not US Post but Thai Post. Thai Post is kind of cheap, you were able to just like
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that would be great. That would be great. Because
motorbike.
another thing that we're thinking is just that, dude, it's expensive for Sook's visa. It's like 3,600 baht every month. On
Really?
top, every single month, bro. It's 3,600 baht every month.
Huh, that's
Maybe, yeah. And then we always have to find a ride for it. Now that there's no visa agency out here in Batani, we got to find someone to take her or find someone else that's going to Malaysia and try to get her a ride with them. And it's just it's a bitch. And
she
or
has to
one
leave
time,
the country and come back?
yes, every single
What kind
month.
of ASEAN is that? I thought the whole ASEAN
Right, right. I thought
was
so too. No, it's not. It's not as great as it. I think it used to be pretty cool, but it's not like that anymore. So every single machine, yeah, we get a better visa as Americans because we exit even on tours. We exit and we get 30 days, and then we get to extend for another 30 days. She has to exit every single month, and it's
that's
always like
yeah, that's
you can't
absolutely
know. It's hard to find a ride. It's hard. And one time we even had to go from Batani all the way down to Phuket just to put her across the border because one time because she has to go to certain borders that some borders they might not let her back in. Last time she went to not Satun but some other Malaysian border where it was not through a visa agency and they didn't recognize her and they asking her what all these questions and they said next time if you don't have a work permit you're probably gonna have to stay the night here. They told her that. So her visa expires on the 6th, which is next Wednesday. We're gonna try to get her to the border. They may not even let her back in. They might say you need to spend the night. So I'm
yeah,
gonna probably
yeah.
have to. So it's probably gonna be more than 3,600. It might be like 500 or something.
Yeah, that's stressful, man. I hate all that shit.
We
Sucks.
don't we don't know. We don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's the reason why we really just kind of want to get back to Laos, kind of. I mean, I don't know if she does, but I kind of do. But at the same time, I really want to be in Chiang Mai at least before that because I need to talk to you, bro. I want to talk to you.
Yeah,
And then Cole, even though Cole's kind of in a dark place right now, he said that he's got some ideas, for making money online. Some digital because he does online work.
yeah,
He does.
he's good. Yeah,
Digital. He's a digital creator, digital
yeah.
graphic.
I've seen him. He does good stuff. He
Yeah,
did
like
like
graphic design or
skins
something.
for graphic designs on like buses and
Yeah,
vans and houses like big
artwork,
artwork like yeah.
photography and stuff. Yeah, and so he's got some ideas. I want to hang out with him, although I do. It's a little nervous because I don't want to make any slips from hanging out with him. But I mean he's great, dude. He's like family.
Yeah.
And so I would like to go hang out with him and learn from him if I can. He did say that he wants me to help him work on some was it like a room, like rebuild this, help him renovate this room. And and they said if I help him renovate it, maybe I could live in it, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah, so I'm down to do that. And he's got good internet and stuff. I mean, I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, I really don't want to be a burden on anyone though. At the same time, I want to have my own spot so I can just not have to be basically what I mean,
Yeah.
right? I'm old enough now. It's like to get my spot. I mean, in this case, in your case, like you said, if you just to stay there for a short time to not work but chill and start sending out resumes to school or go do walk-ins and come back. That's cool, and I feel safe. And I feel safe when I'm with you. I feel safe. I feel like I learn, I grow, I get better. It's great. I mean, yeah, I did have a great. I mean, overall, it wasn't easy. On the land, there were some rules I had to follow, and I did follow them. I think if I were to come back to your land this time, I would like to follow the same rules because they helped me out. They helped me stay grounded, and I left with a pretty clear mind. Like by the time I left your land, I felt like I just graduated high school. You know what I mean? I had a lot of energy when I left your land, honestly. But it was good. It was good. I wish I would have. But anyway, I
I
wish I
mean,
would have made.
you need a. I mean, you were planning to like rent a motorbike when you got here. I mean, you need a
Well,
motorbike.
maybe
I'd
just
be
yeah,
willing to
maybe just
drive you to get
yeah,
a.
yeah. Maybe just like temporarily rent a motorbike or something. Yeah,
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 you need that.
yeah. Maybe like for a week.
I'd be willing to drive you. If you came in without a motorbike, would be okay, and set up resumes, and then I'd
Yeah, yeah,
drive you to the resume. But then,
yeah,
yeah, got the job. Then you get an apartment close to that. That's what's good because if you can't, that's what's so expensive. You come here, you wouldn't know where to get an apartment, and then you'd
yeah,
apply to all the jobs, and the job you get might be far away, and there's
yeah.
a cheaper apartment. And why would you be doing that travel? So the purpose, just so you know, the purpose of you coming here, if you're kind of looking for a longer term in Chiang Mai, would be to find a job, and then once you have the job, now you can find your apartment. But you kind of need the job before the apartment, really,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
and
And
Chiang Mai is
also,
pretty big, and there is a lot of traffic at certain times and stuff. If you got it on the wrong side, you definitely would want the job before you knew where you want it. But there's plenty of, I think there's plenty of jobs and plenty of apartments. So,
and, and, and also I want to talk to you a little more. I think after when I come see you in Chiang Mai, I want to talk to you more about what you really think would be the best. As of right now, I'm pretty much sold on the idea of when I go back to school to do it online, just because the fact that I probably am likely to travel. However, we don't know how long it would take to get the degree online versus getting it in Bangkok. If I went to live in Bangkok and did the degree there, if I could get it in 2 years, maybe I would live in Bangkok.
Chiang Mai could have one. I don't know. I haven't looked into it, but Chiang Mai,
Yeah,
like I said, is the second largest city in Thailand.
yeah,
It's trumped by 10. I mean, Bangkok's 10 times bigger than Chiang Mai. I mean, that's what they call. Bangkok is a proton city. I mean, 10% of the population is just in the Bangkok region. I think 20% in the greater Bangkok region. So I mean, it's not comparable to Bangkok, but it is a large city. I mean, we have the U.S. embassy here. We got the big immigration office. I mean, it's got it's got infrastructure and I'm sure there are uh uh yeah, there could be I mean, it's possible if there were any other city besides Bangkok that offered a program, it would be here.
right on. Yes, I mean, I'm down to talk to you more about like school and stuff, and whether you think that. I mean, I know you mentioned you thought that probably offline might be better for me, but and you might be right, because it's more interactive. And I'm thinking maybe you're right, but then how much more interactive? And
But
maybe could I learn as much? And
and
it's like
money wise, that wouldn't be as good because you wouldn't be able to be teaching brick and mortar and going to school brick and mortar. Probably. I mean, it's
probably
possible,
not.
but
Maybe, I mean, maybe who knows? Because I know that Bangkok school does have that program where they give you an ED visa and allows you to go and teach at a school. But that's why people go there on the weekends. If they're teaching in Phuket. But if you're teaching,
I mean,
that's where we
yeah,
graduated.
no, I know, but why have you rolled out Bangkok? I mean, Bangkok's I mean, if you're going to if you're doing, I mean, that still seems good option, but that's if you're doing brick and mortar. I mean, online could be good, but that's still, and that's a whole nother wrinkle in the thing. I mean, I think you kind of got to get situated before that, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think so too.
anyway, so yeah, maybe that second
So maybe
option.
the online is so far I'm pretty much sold on the online.
Yeah,
But I don't
online.
I just hope that the online will give me what I need, not just what I need paper wise, but what I need mental and like interactive wise. You know what I mean? I don't want to just know the. Well, I mean, I have the interactive tools already. It's just but having the paper part is important. So maybe that's just what I need at the moment. It's just 100% legitimate papers, and on top of that, maybe some more knowledge. I mean, I would like to be able to teach adults. I don't really consider myself an adult teacher, although I do teach. I tutor adults on Cambly, but like I mean, if I get old, I still want to be teaching even when I'm old, and I may not be much of a kid teacher when I'm old, but if I can't be a good kid teacher like I kind of still am and was before, then I guess the next best thing would be teaching adults and making pretty good money teaching adults because I think adults will pay too, and it's
Right. So
something where
actually, no, I mean, I think being old, I think you can still teach kids, and I think
yeah,
there's
yeah.
more of a market there. But
Yeah. I'll try to do it as long as I can. The
yeah,
on the kids and the online and but I want to be able to teach adults too, and I want adults to take me seriously, and I want to have some. I don't want to. I mean, I know what worked for me when I learned Spanish. I always tell people on campus what worked for me. I have like my 3 basic principles, which is confidence, regular and frequent practice, and enjoy the process. Have fun with your English learning journey because it's like an adventure. You learn as you and never speak negatively about your language level. A lot of my students say, "Oh, my English is bad," or "I'm sorry, my pronunciation is a disaster," or something. I would say instead of saying something like that, something negative like that, I say I am still learning, but every day I learn more. I always tell my students because
and
I said that I
so
said that I
yeah,
said that for 7 years. I said that when people ask me about my Spanish when I lived in California, I'd be like, well. I would say, well, todavía estoy aprendiendo, pero cada día yo aprendo más. I would say I am still learning, but every day I learn more. So I think that's a like a positive affirmation. It's better that it beats the whole negative affirmation. It's like it's I understand why they say that. My English is bad or something, but it's like it's letting yourself know, okay, I might not be where I want to be yet, but I'm on my way. And so it's like you're not lying about the situation. Yeah, it's positive, but it's not like you're only seeing the glass half full, but it's like you're at least not speaking, negatively, and you're seeing it for what it is, but also giving yourself the go ahead, knowing that you're, reminding yourself that you're also moving forward. So it's a positive affirmation. I try to let them understand the power of words and thoughts as well,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Especially when that is your target language, to even be having those thoughts in English. And yeah, you're saying it, and it is true about that confidence. Like, I look at it like just looking at Gaba when he's learning his language. I mean, English and Thai, and as a child, they don't really care when they make mistakes. And sometimes I don't understand him. And when I don't understand him, he gets mad. So it's like, I got to figure out what it is, but he doesn't care. He just says whatever he says. And sometimes it doesn't make sense, but,
yeah,
there's no shame. So yeah, no shame. That kind of goes in there too. At that number 4, no shame, no shame, no gain.
no shame, no gain.
I mean, like, yeah, I mean, make a mistake. It doesn't make sense. This person didn't understand me, but you're gonna have to, uh, yeah, just like editing videos, no shame, no game. Posting, content creation, same way.
Yeah,
Apply those 3 rules to content creation. Hold on, what
yes.
confidence? Don't.
Confidence, regular and frequent practice, and enjoy the process.
There you go. There you go. The only thing except practice, yeah, practice, but regular and frequent uploads. There you go. Apply those 3 to content creation, but definitely enjoy the process. Yeah, don't ever let it be a. I mean, sometimes like, I don't want to post a video today, but it can be a little bit of a chore, but it shouldn't be a chore. Upload videos that you enjoy uploading, and stuff. So I mean, those are life. Those are life rules right there. Those are good. Confidence.
Yeah. Now, what do you think about ayahuasca? Honestly, now we're talking about it 4 years later. Well,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess I've been beating myself up, but when you said go to South America from there, that would have been the ideal time to go.
And do it. And that could have.
Get that. I really wish I would have got that shit out of my system
I could have,
then,
should have. Yeah,
right?
for
But it
sure.
had
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
had
No,
a huge.
no, no. I have the same. I wanted this in like 2040.
Well, I thought you were coming with me. That's another reason why I didn't go, because I was waiting for you to come, and now I realize you're probably not going to go
Yeah,
with me.
at
That's what
this
I'm
point,
thinking.
I'm never.
Probably never going to go. Yeah, yeah.
I'm not gonna leave Thailand, but I would like to do ayahuasca here, or some of the thing. I'm down. I'd do it on my land if we can get it here.
Yeah. I
Um,
think there is. I hear there is ayahuasca in Thailand. Like if you.
I'm sure there is. I would like to grow. I would like to grow. I mean, I know there's 2 different plants. I mean, I would like to do it there. I
I
would
hear there's even an ayahuasca retreat in Thailand.
ayahuasca what?
Retreat. I hear there's an ayahuasca retreat in Thailand.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think so. I think there are. Um, um. Yeah, no. I would like to. Yeah, there are some. I think we've got those toads here. Those toads are, but I don't know how to do that exactly. I think you
Oh,
can.
those like the
You
ones
have
that
to,
like.
yeah, I think you have to kill them. I think you have to kill their and suck their blood or something. I don't know. Um. So yeah, but no. I'm less. I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know if as of now, I see that as a possibility in the 2040, the gatherings. I don't know if I'd do that. I don't think I want to do that in front of my son, and I'm always here. I'm not completely against it, but I like I like leading by example. I have to admit, I mean, my dad was a wonderful father, but he drank. I mean, not he wasn't belligerent drunk, but he did sometimes. Um, and and I don't think that's a good role model, to be honest. I don't blame him for me drinking, but it's acceptable. If your parents do something, it makes it acceptable. And so I am more cognizant. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I will tell him the truth about things when he asks him. I want him to be comfortable to talk to me about things, and I'm not against that. But at an early age, I don't think ayahuasca is good for developing mind. So I don't want to do anything. I don't want him to kind of see it, but at the gathering, then he'll be 20, when he's older and I'm older and stuff, I'd be comfortable doing it. So I I am big on leading by example, not as a fraud. I'll have heart to hearts with him as he grows older, but yeah, everything I'm very, very cognizant about my behavior. He picks up on he's very intelligent on like aspects that sometimes he won't. He has a good memory too. He'll bring up stuff. I mean, I'm extremely cognizant about just how I behave, how I act, and I realize he 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 follows me, and I mean he looks to me as what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. So I'm real uh hardliner on that.
Right on. Right on, man. Okay, well, I mean, it's all right, man. Like, I mean, I'm my own man. I gotta do things, go my own way sometimes, and that's okay. It's like I mean, I learn what I can, and then I apply it, through the rest of my life. And it's like there's some things that I got beating in my heart still. I mean, I'm still don't have kids. Not really sure if I can or not. Hopefully, I can. God willing, I'll have a kid someday, and I still want to I want to have that experience, and I'm hoping that when I have that experience, it'll open some open some eyes, or open my mind up to some things that maybe I've always had, but just need to bring them out. I mean, I don't know. I'm really curious about it, and I don't think I'll ever stop being curious about it until I go experience it. So I was thinking maybe I was looking into eventually maybe moving me and Soup to Peru and teaching. I've been talking to some English teachers in Peru lately about teaching in Peru and finding out what I need. I think probably before I go teach in any other country besides Southeast Asian countries, I probably want to go back to school and get my education degree. I think that would probably be just, the safest way to go, and
Mhm.
when you do that, once I do that, I can do that. And who knows, maybe I'll go teach in China someday because I hear China's pretty good for teaching English, but I don't know if it's the best place to live. But I've
I
always,
think it'd be cool. I think it's just I mean for you, I mean for people that are like need it's different. It'd be a completely different experience. I mean, that's like when I talk to the Chinese parents and stuff that they were kind of cutting down on foreigners because they don't integrate. But I think I see you integrating. Like they live in their little foreigner communities. I know Saudi Arabia is like that too, and stuff. Just by people aren't comfortable. But I think China would be fun to get integrated in, and like some of the people I've talked to taught in China. I mean, it's more. It was probably similar to Patani in that there's less foreigners there. But like Thailand, there's a lot of foreigners. But in China, of course, in like big cities, there's foreigners, but they're teaching. And what's crazy about China is like they're huge ass cities that aren't at all a tourist city. So there's no foreigners, you know what I mean? And they're not even business hub. They've got massive cities that aren't international cities. So, most anywhere else, if it's a major city, are also international, but China's got some like homogeneous mega cities. They're mega cities and no really it's all Chinese. So you'd just be and some people that's just too overwhelming for them. I think you'd kind of embrace that. It'd be crazy, it'd be cool, kind of.
yeah. Yeah, I just still feel like there's so much more to do. I don't feel like I'm really ready to get too comfortable anywhere yet. When I say comfortable, I mean not comfortable like for the rest of my life comfortable. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Now I'm willing to stay here maybe for another year or two, or maybe just finish my degree, or maybe finish half of my degree. Now you mentioned you had to pay a little bit of money to extend a course when you went from Phuket to Chiang Mai. I Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I would imagine that I'd probably have to do the same thing if I moved from Thailand to South America, for example. I mean, maybe I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, most likely. I mean, most likely a movie. Yeah, even just yeah,
Do you get any breaks online? Do they give you like any month breaks? Was there any breaks?
different ones are different things. It usually costs money if you want to take a break. I mean, there's a lot of different programs. For mine, I didn't. I don't know if I could have. I didn't take a break, but I was yeah. I just every class was like 2 months. I mean, for my master's, I was in. I didn't. I just went all the way through. It was only 12. I mean, it was a year and a half. It was 18 months nonstop. but there's a week in between each class. But I'd be busy reading and stuff because they give you the material for the next class before it's only a week before your first thing is due, but you don't really get any time off. And then my other one, I mean, every program is going to be different, but they're, I mean, you just need to not have a lot of shit on your mind. And moving is just I mean, to be honest, yeah, moving to a completely different country, I mean, you're not going to be able to keep your focus on the, I mean, they're intense class. They're rigorous, academically rigorous, the ones that are online are nowadays with ChatGPT though, it would be easier just to, you know, it can reread your writing, you still can write and then you just be like, hey, kind of clean this up a little bit. I mean, that's what I do for like my podcast descriptions on these. After this, we have our podcast. I'll go audio to text. I go on my Word document and then I'll just recap everything we said. I'm just talking, stuttering with my words, and it's just audio to text, and so it's not even grammatically correct because they don't know when to put periods and stuff like that. And then I send it to ChatGPT and I tell it, I say, hey, this is audio to text. I'm describing a podcast, and I give it some of the key details, and then say, can you clean this up and organize it in more coherent thought? And it does it like that. I mean, I could teach you how to do that, and I think everybody's probably doing stuff like that online. So the whole online degrees are going to be different, but you need to know how to. I mean, you could even ask it to. I imagine there's going to be less writing because it sucks. I could get my degree so much easier. I put so much work into my writing. Like I finished my degree literally just a couple months, my doctorate, just a couple months before ChatGPT came out. And I'm thinking like, dude, I could have done it. I think the best one is audio to text, right? You don't want to just ask the question and tell it to do it. I mean, then it's what you said. It just cleaned up your audio to text to a coherent paper. So and it's yours. There's no way they can really say that that's not yours. I mean, I don't know I don't know what they do now. I mean, it has to have completely changed the academic grounds. Now, what they should do and what would be cool would be more projects. And I think projects are better, like application and upload videos of like create that. Okay, create your lesson plan. Because if you're getting a degree in education, for my program, that I'll show you the one I had, and you were required, you had to prove that you were a teacher simultaneously, and then and then they would give you projects. You would have to create the project. So there was a lot of writing, but that's not, then you had to apply it. You did have to do some research and stuff, but I mean, yeah, I think AI is great. I mean, I think it could be, I mean, yeah, you definitely got to get on that ChatGPT too to understand how it works, because it would make I'll help you that in person here. If you're going to be doing a degree online, I think you got to be able to use ChatGPT to do it, and to know how to use it to create your material. It's not just plugging it. It's actually a new form of, it's a new skill set, really. It's not easy to use AI and ChatGPT to generate what you want, but it's easier. But once you learn it, it's definitely going to be easier. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, definitely. I mean, those are all like, yeah, you've got a lot of good ideas, but they're not going to be able to do them all at once, kind of. You know what I mean? I mean, you get,
Right.
yeah, you kind of got to figure out. I mean, you don't have to buckle down for a long time, but if you're gonna, I mean, money obviously is an issue too, and if you want to make a move to South America or something, um, you know, I mean, it still sounds like, but if you want your degree before that, then I'd say buckle down. And yeah, halfway through your program, you would know if you
How
can.
long do you think it would take for me to get my degree in education online?
Education is going to take, I mean, it's going to take 4 years, right? You don't have any college credits, or you do from Sierra College that you could, and probably nothing really, right? I mean,
I mean, I'm not really sure. Can I use those?
probably not, but I mean, there might be some. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know because I didn't do the. I mean, my bachelor's was at Sac State, so I don't. I know they offered those. The same one that I got my master's from offers a bachelor's, but a traditional bachelor's is 4 years. That includes all of the general education. So if you did some general education classes, but that was a long time ago, so it changes. Um, then they could apply. But so that's 4 years. Now they did it wasn't intense. I did the intense ones. Typically a master's is 2 additional years, and I did do it in a year and a half. So it might be 3 years. There you might be able to find a program with that you could do it in 3 years. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what was available, but you could do an American university. I would if you're doing it online, I'd do it in an American university. That would be the advantage to doing it online is you can go through America, but they're more expensive. I mean that's a big endeavor. I mean, I don't see it doesn't to I mean if you're doing that, it's pretty much buckling down somewhere, I think, and doing it. I mean, I mean to do that and then I mean, it's not that you couldn't go midstream. I mean, financially, how would you be in a position where you could move midstream? And then why? Are you that antsy that you can't just sit through and finish your degree? Then don't even start it. Right? Because that's it's a big deal. I think you're looking at it, it's going to be it's not something you could multitask with a bachelor's degree anymore. I mean, if you're able to get somewhere settled, I mean, and teaching. And like to why would you move? Like to me, it's like wow, like you know what I mean? I mean, if you want your bachelor's degree, why would you have any desire to move in the middle of it? Like you can't. I mean, that, I obviously don't even start it. Honestly, it's my honest opinion. I don't see how you would start it and then midstream get resettled and I mean completely different country, completely different, you know, I mean even moving from like one place. I think I had to move from Katu to Phuket, maybe or maybe not. Maybe I was in Katu the whole time when I was doing my master's. I mean, you want as steady as possible to do that. It's intense. And I'm academic guy. You're not really an academic guy. That's why it's like it's gonna be a it's gonna be a intense focused like schedule. You'll have to be scheduled. You'll have to have a tight schedule, and to make the money to do that and teach. That's why if you're doing it online, it would make sense because you could do brick and mortar, come home, do your maybe you're doing online teaching too. You have to do stuff every day. Like you can't procrastinate on that. You know, a couple hours of reading or research or writing reports. I mean you and then to like it's so rigorous to make any changes during that time that you're doing your degree. It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, if you had to, you had to, but like it wouldn't make sense at all to 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 like oh, I'm bored of this place. I got to go somewhere else. I'm in the middle of a degree. I don't. It wouldn't. It really seems.
I guess I just figured since it's online, you can kind of take it with you, or no?
I mean, I'm trying to explain it as best I can. That's
Okay.
definitely saying I don't see that. I mean, it would be difficult. It was difficult for me, who I have a long academics is one of my art one, and that's like something that I enjoyed. You know, I enjoyed high school. I enjoyed college. I love writing and stuff. Um, and and yeah, just moving from yeah, just I remember just moving from Phuket to Chiang Mai was so I mean like yeah, I mean I had to do it anyway. I mean it's not I mean it's nice to know that that's an option. It still would create you'd have your block of time. I'm just saying, yeah, I mean the point is like why are you so antsy? I mean if you can't buckle down somewhere for I don't honestly none of those plans. I'm not saying I don't want to say I'm just questioning you if I mean obviously you're gonna make your own decision on what you want to do, but like on all of your plans, whatever it is, it's gonna require some buckling down. I mean like no matter what if you're teach, if you're gonna make money, you got to buckle down. If your plan is to get to South America, you're gonna have to buckle down and save up money. I mean, every time you bounce, it's like it's a drain. That's a huge expense. I think you overlook how much money it costs. I mean, and stuff, and that's why I want to help. I mean, coming to Chiang Mai. I mean, like I said, to come to a new place, to come to Chiang Mai, if you didn't have my place to stay at, yeah, you'd have to rent a place and then find a job and then rent a new place. I mean, it's months of un and the whole time you're trying to get internet at this place, but you couldn't get the internet until you found this job. I mean, it takes a long time to get settled. I know you're getting better at it, and you might be better at it than me. So maybe I'm overlooking that aspect. For me, maybe relocating is more stressful, and it's easier for you, and I'm focusing on the academic part, which is easier for me, but that was still difficult for me. So again, I'm giving you my perspective. Obviously, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm not you, but but you're antsy with your locations. Have you ever been comfortable anywhere?
Well, no, because that was the whole point, not getting comfortable. Remember, a long time ago, that was the thing you told me not to do. You said you get comfortable and then you fuck up. Not that I haven't fucked up even when I wasn't comfortable, but I'm saying the whole point was to not get too comfortable and to keep going. Remember, keep going. That's what you always say, keep going.
Yeah, Gubby says it
And
too.
that was the plan. The plan we had was to go from, you were saying spend about no more than 3 to 6 months in each country. Three
Well,
to
then
six months.
and that way, then it seems like then yeah, then yeah. I don't know.
And that
I
was the
because the degree that's what's I don't getting degrees.
at that time the degree wasn't in the picture,
I
and
mean, degree. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what? I'm just being honest. With all due respect, what academic achievement have you accomplished?
I mean my TEFL and that one degree, that one.
Yeah, I mean,
But
real. I mean, I'm talking about hey,
um,
you were in high school. Did you get A's in English class or anything?
yeah, I think I got B's in English class,
Okay,
and
B's.
I had an A in science and in high school, and
You're reading.
I may have gotten A's in English
Um,
class at some points. Yeah, I just don't remember. But English was actually one of my strong points. I was
okay,
actually pretty.
that's good.
I was good in the language arts, and
Yeah,
I never studied much. I
yeah.
wasn't really much of a scholastic or
Yeah,
studies
yeah.
person.
No, and I
But
know, and I'm not cutting you down because I just want to be
I
forthright.
was no school was not really
Honestly, that
my
ain't gonna be
thing.
it ain't gonna be an easy task. And I mean, if we're talking about degree, I don't see your lifestyle now being able to do an online degree. I mean, I've done it. I've done the online degrees, and and again, I am applying myself.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, how do you do move a lot more than me? But there's a lot of like setting up and stuff. Where would you? I mean, you can put in maybe 2 hours a day right now. You could fit in, and you need the internet for that too. Um, it's usually not live. Most of those online programs don't require you to be live, so don't have to have perfect streaming internet. If it went down, you would be able to log in at a different time and accomplish it. And some stuff can be done offline, like writing. It's just and then money. I mean, both the money. I hate because you lost money on that Bangkok thing, right? You actually paid some fees.
Like 20,000 baht. Yeah, and it was supposed to be like a 1 year visa, 1 year ED visa, and then I couldn't commute. I couldn't afford to
Yeah.
commute up every
I mean,
weekend.
those are two things. You'd lose money if you didn't complete it. I mean, I don't think you know what you're getting into. I mean, do you have any, basically what I'm meaning is like, do you have any reference point on how it would be to do that?
Honestly,
It'll consume you. It'll consume you. And it seems like so that's why you'd have to buckle down for it. And you would need to create a block of time, which I don't know if even right now you have, and then on top of that, the money and everything. So it just seems so seems yeah, I don't want to be, I don't know if it's, I'm just throwing these out here. So yeah, I don't know if it is as necessary as, I mean, it'd be nice. I'd love to do it. I said, but to, but if you needed it to go to South America, then
I'm not sure if I do. I'm not
yeah, yeah,
100%.
I don't think you do. I mean, I almost don't think you do. I mean, it seems like if that's where you want to go, then get there first and then look into it. And then, or you know, I mean, it just seems like a bad idea to start it with the intent to maybe be moving midstream. At least if you're in South America and then you start it, then you could, I mean, especially because things are different. Like things,
So you don't have much free time when you do online degree? You don't have much free time to do anything really?
not, no, no, not, especially not working on top. No, no, no. I was buckled down
Like
hard.
you were working 13-hour days at PSU, right? While you were doing your online degree, right? Yeah, and then you came to Chiang Mai and you were still building on your land while you were doing your online degree. So you still have some free time. Like I could still create content. I could still do stuff, right? Go to the gym and stuff. And am I right?
Yeah, yeah. How much free time do you have now?
Mm, quite a bit.
Okay.
Evenings.
Okay. I mean, yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not saying this to discourage you. I
Yeah.
just, I'm saying you know what you're getting into because, uh, I'd like to see you do it and, but yeah, it's just, I mean, it doesn't, yeah, I guess just that it doesn't make, I mean, yeah, I don't know. No, no, I mean, yeah, I just throw that out there. Do what you think of. I mean, you still have to find which program for sure works. And then, but yeah, I know if you didn't finish it, I mean, you can usually pay the money to extend it if you need to take a break or something, or, situations happen that they allow for that, but there's usually fee. I mean, it's just so much, I guess money, yeah, the money, because I do worry about your finances. It's both the money and the time. I mean, that it's going to be consuming and then, but you're going to need to work more. If you do have your finances in check, you're paid off debt wise, but you still have the bike to pay off, but also you owe
Yeah,
people
yeah.
money too, or no?
Yeah. I have a couple of people I owe money to, like I think like 30, almost like 20,000 baht one person, or like
Yeah.
20, let's say like 25 plus the bike. Yeah. So yeah, I have some work to do. I have some people to pay back. So I'm gonna be here for a little while. Maybe buckle down. I don't think I'll be here. I don't think it'll take 4 years for me to pay everyone back. But even if it's gonna, and then again, if it's gonna be like that's the thing. If I'm gonna have to buckle down for 4 years, I still haven't really I haven't really discovered where I want to buckle down yet. That was the whole point of going to those places. Remember, was to find exactly what you're looking for. Remember, I think I'm gonna find
Uh-huh.
exactly. I was supposed to go find exactly what I was looking for,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't do that. I
Yeah.
don't think.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm not. I mean,
So that's why I've been spinning my wheels lately, man. Just
no, no,
just
yeah, no, no. I mean, it is a legitimate thing. I'm not saying I mean, those seem like two big things. I mean, fine. I mean, if you don't know where I don't know. Yeah. I mean, no, it is a conundrum here because, I mean, uh, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, before when I said, yeah, bounce and don't get comfortable would be definitely not, I mean, teaching online is that's a lot easier than getting in a groove there. Maybe, maybe not, but I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's there's still some wheels
now,
turning.
like when you do the online degree thing, do you have to do a full schedule starting out? Can you do it like slowly, or
Yeah,
can you
there's
not?
different options. I mean, yeah, there's different options, different companies that offer different things. Yeah, well, that's what I liked about my doctorate. My doctorate was a lot easier though. The master's wasn't. So I don't know again, but I'm expecting a bachelor's to be traditional style bachelor. Yeah, you are a full schedule. I remember I took 7 years to do my doctorate. That one was different. I wouldn't consider my doctorate is not, I don't, but maybe there are programs where you're allowed to take as long as you want. And if you can take 8 years to do it, then take that plan where you just take one class at a time. But my master's was, yeah, I'm more comparing it to my master's.
Yeah. Like the V said, if I were to do
Yeah,
that Bangkok, she said if I were to do that Bangkok thing, I could probably do it in like she said she could. She was doing it. She was commuting at first, but then she moved to Bangkok just to get it done faster. She said if I had to just commute, if I had just been up in Bangkok in the beginning, I probably could have done it in 3 years, maybe less.
yeah. No, I'm honestly, yeah. I mean, yeah, if you're,
But that's for someone who's a studious. She's probably a studious person. I'm not. So it
I
probably
mean,
would take me.
I mean, but no, you could do it there. I would think that's why Bangkok would make sense and do it in that thing. That I think if you're going for the degree to do it that way and in Bangkok, and you could teach and make money, because those are two things: time, money. I mean, Bangkok would be better set for that. I mean, yeah, Chiang Mai's, um, unless you can find the online program. I guess look, search. I mean, find what online program. Just talk to them and find out. There's a lot out there that I'm sure there's a lot more out there that, um,
Yeah.
that weren't around when I was looking into them. I mean, if you can find the right program, because yeah, that's how I did for my doctorate. I found a program that they said, and I can lock in the price. They kept raising the price, but I was locked in at my initial price, and they said I can take it. All I had to do is finish it within 10 years. I can do it as slow as I want. So I extended it as long as I could, which was one course with a month off in between. So that's,
Oh, really?
yeah, that was a nice smooth ride.
That was master's or doctorate.
That was my doctorate. My doctorate was easier because of
So you
that.
got you did get a 1 month break in between courses.
Yeah, my doctorate, I was able to take 1 month, and I only had to take one class at a time. A full schedule would have been 3 classes at a time. So that was a pretty smooth breeze. But but even then, I still had to take an extension moving here, just getting situated and everything. I mean,
Like the
we
one
living
month
in,
wasn't enough time.
no, yeah, I mean, because we were living in a tent here and didn't have any, I didn't have internet and.
Okay. I see. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, but though you'd have to expect for those things. So anyway, I mean, yeah, I mean, but yeah, no. Like,
Was it expensive? The extension was it expensive?
yeah, I mean, it was like $150 or something. I mean, it's
Oh,
not. I mean, yeah, that. I mean, it's just. I mean, yeah, no. I mean, you could do it, but it's like, but, the. Yeah, no. I guess I'm looking at. I guess yeah. I guess look at a program if you can find one that offers it. But like, if you're trying to do it quickly, then it would have to be really intense. Like my master's intense. I don't think I moved during my master's. I think we were at Katu the whole time, and I was still teaching at Chung Chale. So that was before you even came to Thailand. I think I was already at PSU when you came, right?
yeah. You're already at PSU.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd been there. Well, yeah. So when I was working at Chung Chale, I did my master's that during that time. I was living in Katu, and and yeah, but Ice was working. She's working long hours at the hotel, and morning I'd pick her up maybe in the after my class, bring her back, or and then yeah, she'd make food or whatever. I'd write stuff, every night. I mean, yeah, it can be done. But yeah, it's just, I mean, it's a big ordeal. I mean, that would have, I mean, have to, it'd be just a big thing. That's why, I mean, Bangkok would seem like if that's the route, or or the other one is to get your ass to South America and then figure it out there. If they might offer English degrees there online or something. I don't know. A lot of things to still discuss and consider. I just want to, yeah, I mean, I want to help in one of those two ways. It seems like my land could help in one of those two ways. Either you come here to help find a place, because that's that two-step process where you find, if you want to work at a brick and mortar, first find that brick and mortar, and then you'll know where to get an apartment. But like if you're able to find something, but then if that's the case, you're gonna want to save money. It's just every time you move, it does seem like it's gonna just it's a setback, isn't it?
I mean, it depends how much money I'm making. If I was making $3,000 a month like I wasn't before on Magic Gears, and depending on where I'm moving to, I could probably move with just one paycheck. And that's one thing I didn't really think about before when I was in Vietnam. I mean, maybe if I were to move to Spain, I might need like five racks, $5,000 or something. Maybe you were talking about 10,000. I don't think I would have needed 10,000 to move to Spain. I probably could have done it with 5,000 easily. I could move to any Southeast Asian country with $3,000.
Yeah, that's fair.
I
Yeah.
can move to I can move to Mexico with $3,000. I can move to Peru with $3,000. I can move to anywhere in.
But how long would it take you to save up $3,000 on high
Well,
salary and some
well,
extra? I mean, like right now,
right now,
are you
how
able to
long would it?
save?
Well, I'm not. I mean, it would take a long time right now, But if I were to finally get to a place where I'm like, okay, I like this place, I'm comfortable, I'm happy posting up here for a year, 6 months or a year. I think saving $3,000, I could do it within a few months.
So I
If
mean,
I if I had a good online, if I had a decent online base plus a school, I would just save my school money and fucking work online and use that for taking care of stuff and maybe save some of that money too. I mean, if I was making, let's just say I was making, like, let's say with Cambly, with Magic Gears, and maybe some other company, let's say together $2,000 a month, just that.
if you
Teaching,
had, that's pretty
let's just
high.
say,
That's
huh?
pretty high. I mean, if Magic Gears were offering classes, I mean, that's a kind of,
Well, let's just say Magic Gears came back like they say they're trying to come back. Let's just say I was able
okay,
to
best
somehow,
case scenario, not really the best.
best case scenario, let's just say I'm working for 4 companies online, and each
Okay.
one of them is paying, $10 to $20 an hour.
Yeah.
And within 3 companies, I might be able to put together a full schedule with 3 companies, 3 or 4,
Yeah, very ideal situation, but yeah.
You think what?
I mean, that's a very ideal situation,
Well,
right?
I mean, there are companies that are giving you, there are companies out there that are paying $20 to $30 an hour, and they're offering full schedules. Or they're at least offering part-time schedules. So I'm thinking if you combine all those part-time schedules, my plan was, even if they're all just giving you part-time schedules, if you combine 4 part-time schedules a week together combined, that would probably amount to about $2,000 a month, maybe more. If you just have 4 good companies and each one of them is giving you a part-time schedule, which
Okay.
is say,
So what would it take to do that? I mean, you've been here a long time. Why, if I mean, you could do that and just be moving around every 6 months and maintain that, and also get a degree. I mean, would you do that? I mean, what would? I mean, you're not doing that now. You want money. You need money if you're going to move. You're going to need money if you're going to study online. And it sounds like you're kind of trying to chase both. I mean, I'm just trying to calculate how you're like you're giving me this ideal situation where you could make several $1,000s, even if you're able to save a couple $1,000s, and then that money would be used for your education. I don't know. You have to look into exactly how much it would cost, but it's going to be pretty expensive. And then also thinking, and I might also want to be moving at the same time. It just seems so
well, I mean,
many.
I said 6 months or a year. Now, like if I'm going to, so I haven't started school yet. You know what I mean? So I haven't really been there. Like, I want to talk to you about it first. I want to figure out what the best. We haven't came up with the plan yet, whether it's going to be offline or online. If it's going to be offline, obviously I'm going to be staying there until it's done. It may be in Bangkok, it may be in Chiang Mai. I'm not sure yet because I haven't started yet. If I decide to teach, if I decide to go to school online, well, then I'll have to just get started. And then I think as I get started, as the months roll by, I'll realize, I'll get the feel of how it's gonna pan out, and how flexible I'll end up having. I will end up being. Now, if there comes a time where either way, whether if I'm doing school online or offline, I'm going to be teaching online to some degree. It may not be as much as before, or maybe, but it's going to be something. And if I'm going to school in the daytime, I mean, then that'll be good too. Or who knows? Maybe I might decide. Who knows what might happen? I might find some good company. There may be a company out there right now. We don't know. There may be a company out there right now that neither one of us don't know.
I've heard
That's paying.
Taiwan. I don't know. I don't know any names specific, but I heard Taiwan had a big push to learn English, and there might be some companies based out of there. I don't know that, but
Well, I mean, I
yeah.
hear there are people. I hear there are people right now making $30 an hour working for Pilefish.
Mhm.
Now, and I hear there's lingo ways that if, and it's not an easy company to get hired on. I took an interview. They liked me enough to give me a second interview. I didn't do the second interview because I was afraid I might fail, or I got distracted with this other school in Laos, and then I decided just to not do it because I
Which
didn't
one?
want to.
That was Lingo Ace?
Yeah, lingo ace. Yeah, yeah, and
That's
they
how
have.
you decide not to, I mean, are you still open? You can still do it, or
Yeah, yeah, I can still do it. They didn't give me an expiration date on when I could do my second interview. So technically I can still do it, but I'm still not going to do it right now because there's no good internet here. It's not the right place to do that. I mean, if I get the right internet, or if I decide to stay here for another semester, then I'll get some decent internet and do it. I mean, as soon as I can get to a place where I'm just comfortable and have my internet set up like good, then I will do it. I want to shoot to win. If I'm going to do it, I want to make sure, or at least feel confident that I'm going to win. I'm going to get it, because I think if you fail your second interview, that's it. They don't give you any more chances. It's kind of like you hit or you sink or swim. It's you do it or you don't. And so that was it. And I know that even a lot of I've talked to a lot of teachers or heard of a lot of teachers that were like great at VIP Kid or Magic Years or whatever. They failed their second interview and that was it. So like even if you've taught thousands of classes with VIP Kid, that doesn't mean that you're going to get hired with Lingo Ace. It's doable, but you really got to shoot to win. You got to really try. And then so they teach Chinese kids, Korean kids. No, I think it's Korean, some Korean, maybe some Chinese, or Korean, Taiwanese, and Thai. They have Thai kids, and they have, I think, kids from other countries too. But it's Thai and other parts of Asia. And then there's Palfish, where I don't know if they'll give you a full schedule, but I think they can pay up like $20, 20 to $15 to $30 an hour. And then some other random company was like another part-time company, Chinese company, told me that they wanted to do an interview with me on Zoom. I haven't done it yet because I don't know. I guess I thought that the internet wasn't going to be good here, or it isn't that good here. I don't know. If
it's
they're
good
gonna
though.
want,
I mean, your phone's perfect. It's been perfect this time or this
yeah,
entire
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean,
Zoom anyway. Maybe I mean, a Zoom could be easier than if you have to use a
yeah, yeah.
platform like Magic Gear. Platform needs some power, but
Yeah. If it's Zoom, I mean, if it's going to be just like this, I mean, I mean, maybe that's the thing. Maybe sometimes I overthink it, but then sometimes, because I always was used to having such great internet for so long, and I became kind of like, I don't know if it's perfectionist or just picky or just, wanted,
yeah.
I don't know if it's OCD or what, I don't know, but I wanted to make sure I always felt 100% comfortable and confident with that, so that I didn't have to worry about, because like the last thing I would want is like, okay, here's my chance to prove myself and my internet's not working. And then it's,
Yeah. No.
I just don't want to, because
I
they might, that might be my only chance. You don't know. So sometimes I think it's better to just, but then again, I don't want to procrastinate and put it on the back burner too long, because that was like two
yeah.
months ago. So
No, I think you got it for now after the bing. I mean, listening to everything here, and that seems like the most important thing is to get some more
back online, right?
assistant jobs. Yeah, and I mean, and
That,
even
that, that's that's actually my top priority right now. Right now, I mean, I
well,
want to go back to
not
school.
completely though, but I mean, unfortunately, yeah, I mean, I guess the internet's essential, but Zoom wise, we're fine. Like I said, if it's not a platform, maybe just do it. And there's so many companies. Uh, because if you did that, if you had teaching company where you're making money, and like I said, if I mean, I could make a deal with you about that. Like, I mean, if you had basically, if you had your companies lined up, I mean, you're already teaching and you had your, good schedule. I don't want any, I just, if you're here, I want it to be smooth. And, and that's the other route is come here for 6 months, maybe, and
Nail it.
only teach online from here, live rent free, and stack your money. You know what I mean? That's why that's why, again, I didn't want to sound. I mean, it just didn't. Yeah, it didn't. In either case, and then I would give you some time to decide if look into online. I mean, I guess that it could be a temporarily a temporary just. I mean, it sounds like stacking your money is what you need right now, right? Just get
Yeah.
a nice chunk of money, and then
Oh, yeah.
from there you could decide. All right, and sometimes having that chunk in hand could help you think almost like, okay, I've got it now. I have the choice to fly somewhere with 3,000. I mean, I'm thinking you could make stack 6,000. You're probably gonna spend some stuff here, but I mean, depends. You wouldn't have to. I mean, I'd like to try to do it like you were here last time. I know you wanted to pay for us to a couple times or something, but you were able to stack up money and get a
Yeah.
computer,
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
money. So it could be done. Again, I still have to run it by ice and everything and do it. But I mean, if we I mean, yeah, I mean that could be the other option, because coming here, the other option would be coming here and finding a brick and mortar to work at, and then find your apartment. That one actually doesn't, that would be good for if you wanted to buckle down here, but that would just be temporary. Like that doesn't sound like a money saving venture.
Right.
It would save you the money of moving costs by getting to come here, not needing to spend any money for that first month, because that is expensive to somebody rent a place. You're almost guaranteed if you move into a new place, you're almost, and looking to work at a brick and mortar, you're almost guaranteed to have to get an apartment and then move one. It's hard to just land, boom, or just the area of the city. It's very hard. I mean, just like us, when we came here, we moved in Sansai, then we found our land is complete hour and a half away, and Chiang Mai is pretty spread out. So that we could avoid that, which saves money and stuff. But again, we're kind of far out. In the long run, I don't see that as really being a big money saving option. That if you're looking to buckle down, that would be the option to go down. But if you're not looking to buckle down, then it would be coming to my land. But I don't want my land to be the place that you're looking for online jobs. It would be get them lined up. I mean, if you can show me that you're making, um, I mean, even $2,000 a month
Yeah.
online, 100%. If you're making $2,000 a month, you can come here. I mean, 5 months would be $10,000. I mean, there's going to be some cause you don't want to, I don't like that's, I was challenging some like ideal situation. I don't, we hiccups, but I mean, if you could show me that you got it, you're rolling in money, and all you need to do is just teach these hours, and you have a set schedule, and ideally it would be heavy on the weekends, because that's when I'm teaching mine too. So we would have some time together in the weekdays. Um, but if not, that's okay too. If this was the plan to make it. So yeah, I think that's the best thing I can offer is to do or I mean the best thing for the situation that you're in is fucking stacking up money, right?
Yeah.
Stacking it up. And the best way to stack up money would be working online, realistically, not working brick and mortar is not gonna, unless you get some internet
International
school
school.
or something. But let's think, basically you're not gonna get anywhere. You're not gonna get anywhere if you're working at a brick and mortar, realistically. It doesn't really pan out for bouncing to another place, and it doesn't really even work out for, it could work out buckling down, doing it online. That doesn't sound like something you really want to do, and it's not going to actually be that easy, because that's not really generating. You're not generating enough money doing brick and mortar, and it's taking too much time. Basically, brick and mortar
Yeah.
is kind of out of the question for unless you're just looking to kind of chill and live. But it's not going to stack you. You're not going to really be able to stack up money, and you're not really going to have there. I don't want to completely throw that out, but it seems like if to make an impact to get this show on the road would be for go get online. So you need to get Powfish, Lingo Ace, and find other ones. I'm sure there's new ones opening, and do all the interviews. I mean, this internet has been fine right now. Just get them. Yeah, just do it. Just get it. I mean, you got on Sears, Magic Gears, you were bouncing around. I think we can do it. Dude, I hope that was a breakthrough. I mean, and do it, and that could be a
Sears, I was only making 1,600 a month. Sears, I was only making 1,600. Then when I had Sears, Magic Ears, and Cambly, I was making over 3,000. I was making like 3,500 a month.
Yeah, and that's good. I mean, we don't, and that's
Yeah,
those days might be over, but 2,000 might be
doable. Yeah, I think
doable.
doable. 2,000 is doable.
And if you
Now, when you say get them lined up, does that mean before I come to your land, I need to get
I'd say,
hired?
yeah,
Get,
you gotta get high. Yeah. It's gonna be
that
two.
means that ideally I'd have to probably stay here in Botani for another semester, get my internet installed here, and start grinding here. And so by the time the semester ended, I would go there with all these companies lined up.
Maybe,
That
um, or I mean, if you're, I mean, you could, yeah, either that or just get on it now and do all those interviews and just start teaching now.
here in Botani, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, whether you need to set up, I mean, yeah, maybe set up in internet, but I mean, if you're just on a hotspot right now.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
yeah.
seamless. There's been no issue, but again, that's just one day, and then rainy
And
season
that's
coming
yeah,
up and shit like that. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. So I guess I hope we made a breakthrough there, but that online teaching is still where it's at, is what it sounds like. I mean, money
yeah,
wise, you're going to be able to generate there, and there are some companies out there. There may even be some little hidden gems that we don't know about, so you could apply to some other ones. But it sounds like you're already pretty far on, and yeah, if you wait too long, it doesn't look good, or they could cut you. Yeah, get on those things. Do whatever ones are open right now, go now. And then if you get them, you got them. And you don't have to stay in Patani another semester. We can plan this. If you don't get those ones and you have to find new ones, I mean, you're already on the, just jump on the whatever ones are, so you got Lingo Ace, you actually have an interview set up. I mean, you can set that up immediately and get
yeah,
the job potentially or not. And then if it's not,
yeah,
then,
yeah. Like I can,
and you
yeah,
know,
like
it's not. It's almost better to just figure out, boom, go for it. If you
so
don't,
go get my poster, go get my fucking poster, and just use the hotspot for now, or go get the internet, or
good question. What
it
do
is
you
a
know
good
what,
question.
the interview was on? Was it on Zoom? If it's on Zoom, I think you're good. But if it's on like a platform, you might need an internet. You know, like a Magic Gear's platform, you wouldn't be able to be used.
Well,
I mean,
I'm not. I now that I thought she said I don't know. I was overthinking it when it happened. It was when we were still in MyCal and we were getting and it was right. It was actually they emailed me when I was in Penang getting my work permit. So I was all like kind of like not really present at the time with that. So I was like, well, I'm planning to move to the time where I'm actually in Malaysia getting my work permit. Planning to move to relocation. So when I get there, I'll see if they have good enough internet. If they do, then yes. If they don't, I mean, I just said like
yeah.
I will as soon as possible. And now that was like 2 months ago. So yeah, I mean, the only best thing I can do is just do the next best thing. Email them like almost like it was just yesterday or something, and just try to. If they're like, oh, whoa, that was like months ago. Oh, that was over a year ago. Lingo Ace was over a year ago. You know, like yeah. So, but I mean, they liked my resume. They see me teach. I mean, it's worth a try. And I haven't done anything with Palefish at all. So, and if Magic Gears is coming back, then I got to get the right internet. I mean, it hasn't been raining. It doesn't rain. I'll be honest. It doesn't rain here much in Patani so
Okay.
far. This has
Well,
been
yeah,
very dry.
rainy season's coming up. Yeah, it
Okay,
doesn't.
okay.
This isn't rainy season really so much.
This is the time. Yeah.
Well, but yeah, actually, I don't know. Patani could be different there. I mean, what's
Did you
your?
ever
You get 6 megabytes per second or less?
right now?
Yeah.
Shit, I don't even know. I have to like test it, but
Because
right
I
now,
max out. That's the most they offer. I mean, you can do but mine's fine.
I
I've
mean, like,
actually,
are you talking about my hotspot or what?
yeah, your hotspot. Yeah, I mean, I taught on 6. I actually taught on 10 cents, which is kind of a platform. I mean,
Mm.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you got to do those interviews, man. And then Palfish, you haven't. I forget what step are you on there?
I haven't done anything with Tallfish at
Okay.
all.
So I mean, so I'd say go for Lingo Ace. I mean, Lingo Ace, you could. I mean, you don't have to work for a whole bunch of companies because companies are going to want you to fill out your schedule. If the company can offer enough classes, then you could just go
Yeah,
all out with one lesson. You could make $2,000 with one company, and then Cambly maybe fill in some spots. I mean, because you need You need one good company where you can open up all your hours, and then maybe another one. You really only need two, maybe to reset two. Is that what you were thinking? I mean, because you were saying four, but you wouldn't need more than. I mean, Lingo Ace could potentially fill your whole schedule, right? If you open them
Yeah,
up.
that's what it sounded like. It sounded like, okay, right now I'm getting 60 megabytes down and 44 up. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's fine. That's perfect. That's on a hotspot?
Yeah, on a hotspot. Although, a hotspot is not unlimited. It can run out.
Oh, okay. Oh, but you can pay more. I mean, you have to pay it like at
But
different.
like, no, here that's the thing. AIS is kind of being lame now. Like, once your internet runs out, you have to wait. They used to let you just top up right when it ran out. Now you have to wait till that date to where you can top up and get 50 megabytes per second again.
Well, yeah,
Uh,
that's a problem. Yeah, so well, that's yeah. So I never use that. I use AIS, but I have an internet plan. I don't do that because for that reason. But I have 6 megabytes, which is low, but it's unlimited at 6 megabytes. So I was able to get that. So when your internet runs out, you need to make sure it's at least the 6 megabyte one because 6 megabytes I can do Zoom on 6 megabyte and 10 cent the Chinese version of Zoom. But that's I mean, if you're teaching, that's a problem. I mean, if you're teaching Lingo Ace full schedule, it's gonna run out. So unless you can get max, you can pay a max or no, or you can buy. I don't know, but get that. Let's do that second interview. Prep up for it. That's I mean that's
let's
gonna
do
be the
it.
best bet.
Yeah. Okay. All
Mhm.
right. Well, yeah. I mean, it also a lot of stuff was just like I had a lot of stuff going on in my head during that time,
Yeah,
and being
yeah.
I wasn't really very confident at that time. I'm feeling better. I feel like I'm coming out, but coming out of the clouds, but I'm getting my drive back again.
Yeah.
I'm getting hungry again, and I'm also learning from my mistakes, and I'm learning that you can't take that shit for granted. It's not going to be around forever. It may not, and even if I get it, it may not be around for very long, much longer. Who knows? But I think if I get it, my goal is to work my way up as high as I can to be whatever, maybe even get a secondary position so that way I'm like really in there. So even when shit dies out, even if there's a recession or something, maybe I'll be one of the lucky ones that still get classes, that still get a schedule. That's kind of like what would have happened if I would have became a magic master. Is I
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
would have
yeah.
still had a schedule today.
Yeah.
But I didn't push myself that point. So I have to learn from that. And yeah. So that's one thing I'm kind of looking forward to is just redeeming myself in that matter so that I can continue the journey, and do it all the way, and not just with one coming out, just with two, but like as many as I can, as many as I can juggle, really. If online is going to be my way of life for life, which I'm 99% sure it is, then I want to go all the way with it, as long as I can, and not just with online teaching, with the creating content and online teaching, and maybe other things too, like digital marketing, digital creating, digital graphic. I mean, whatever I can do, like online real estate, anything. Fuck it. I mean, I want to do it all of it. I want to give it all. I want to do it all, and I want to give it my all. But like online is how I want to go. I want that freedom, bro. I want that freedom. I need that freedom. I went back to America for 7 months. I fucking hated every second of it. And I'm just like, man, I never want to get stuck in this place ever again. Not even for 7 months, not even for a month. You know what I mean? I look at all these people working their ass off for less money than I was making online. You know what I mean? Working their ass off in beef jerky factories and stuff, and taking all kinds of shit from people who aren't even paying them. And I'm just like, wow, I was making more money than these guys teaching in my apartment in Vietnam where I was only paying $300 a month for rent. These guys are paying like 2 or 3 thousand a month for rent, and they're making like $14 an hour. You know what I mean? And I was bitching and complaining about Cambly kids. Oh, $12 an hour. Ooh, shaking a stick at that when I was making, $22 an hour on it's bullshit. So I got to be grateful for all of it and understand where I not only do I need to understand where I want to go, but I also need to understand really clearly where I do not want to go back.
Mhm.
And I got a good taste of that. It kind of traumatized me, actually. That's the thing. When I finally came back to Asia, I was all fucked up, from just everything, pandemic, boo boos, America, burning bridges. It was all just wow. It was a lot, and through the grace of God, I'm working my way through it, and I'm coming out the other side, and I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and that's great. And now I really want to just go after it, you know. So yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
That's
Yeah.
mental breakthrough right there.
What?
Mental breakthrough right there.
Real breakthrough. Amen. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm trying to break through this and just keep going, but just don't get stagnant. Just got to stay consistent. I realize now how important consistency really is. Consistency walked out one day at a time. It's extremely valuable, you know, because if the water stays still, it gets stagnant. The water has to be flowing, always going, always never getting too comfortable, never getting like, oh, this is okay, this is good enough. Oh, let's have a life here and forget about everything else. I mean, I don't know, that might be work for some other people. That's just, it doesn't resonate with me. My body doesn't, my mind, my spirit, it doesn't want to sit still that long. It gets antsy. It does because something's telling me that I can't stay somewhere that long. I can stay somewhere long. To me, a year is long, you know. But when I want to say, well, I'm going to stay in the same place for 10 years, I might do that. In fact, I will do that once I've seen at least the places that I want to see. Now, once I've seen those, and I'm willing to sacrifice some of them. I might, that place is not too important. But there's some main countries that I gotta fucking see. And call me crazy, that's okay. I gotta do it. I just gotta do it. It was like when I went back to Mexico. It's like everyone's like, what? After everything, after my dad died, it's like, why the fuck are you going back to Mexico? You just going back down there to get fucking lost? Even though it's kind of it did kind of happen. I did kind of go get lost. I went down there and got arrested. Went to federal jail for what 6 months, and then had to be on probation for 3 years, stuck in San Diego. Yeah, kind of lost, but at least I got my GED while I was there. You know what I mean? And I learned some things, and you know, and
There
then
you go.
finally,
That when I asked you for your academic accomplishment, that's right. You did get a GD. That's
yeah, I got my GED while I was in there. You know, and that's one thing that was on my another thing weighing on my heart throughout my whole
that
20s.
you did well at that. You struggled at all, or that was a breeze?
Well, it was not a breeze. It took me a long time because you know I didn't really go to high school much. You know, I ditched a
Yeah.
lot and stuff, and I got so you know I was basically not a high school kind of a high school dropout. You know, but because when I realized that I wasn't going to be able to go back to high school after moving around from Nebraska back to California, and then you know because I didn't go to school much in Nebraska because I didn't really think I was going to even live to be 18, so I just didn't really take it seriously. And then when I realized that I wasn't when I turned 18, I realized, oh shit, I'm gonna probably live longer than I thought. So when I went back to California, they were telling me, well, you know, you're behind in your credits. I was talking to like some school counselor guy who was supposed to help me get back in high school when I came back to California when I was 18. It's like it was like in the middle of the year. It was like right before the next semester. It's like, well, you're so behind in your credits that you know it's and you're already 18. That's the thing. You're 18 and you're behind in your credits. There would be no point putting you at Roseville High School. He's like, my best option for you is either go to a continuation school or just go to Sierra College. So if you go to Sierra College, you can just get your A8, your associate's degree, and you don't need a high school diploma. So I was like, I'm not going to no fucking continuation school. I hate that shit. You know, I'm so over that shit of, you know, being treated like some delinquent and having to go to school with all the other fuck ups, you know. So I just said, oh, fuck it. I'm going to put all that high school shit behind me and I'm going to go to Sierra College and I'm going to get my associate's degree and move forward. And that's, I didn't get my associate's degree, but I moved forward. I got a lot of credits. So I mean, I have over 40 credit. I have like 40 college credit. I have a lot. I have a lot.
Those are good. Those would apply to a bachelor's degree. Is required that you have um a lot, you know, a lot of the general education courses. If
Yeah.
you took, I mean, some humanities and history or math or English, some of those classes that you probably took something that requires uh could could so it could be, it's not gonna be much, but it might save you a couple classes, which would be nice in the scheme of a degree. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, freedom, digital nomad. So yeah, you got to get back on. I think there are. I mean, because I didn't. I don't. I mean, I considered it, and but I only wanted to work a few hours, and like I contacted like VIP. Yeah, I didn't even get in because they're like, boom, I only want to work 10 hours a week or something. So, But like if you're able to offer and say I'm available all out, the whole
Yeah.
schedule, I think yeah, that should be 100. It sounds like a number one priority is just get it. I mean, I know the internet's an issue, but take care of it. I mean, if you gotta pay, do it. But I mean, this internet, I mean, that's fine. I'm just a little concerned about how you said if it runs out, then you're done. Can
Yeah.
you max out, or can you buy so much that it never runs out? I mean, right now you're
They don't have anything like that. They used to have back
yeah, I
when I lived
remember.
I
Yeah,
used to pay 500 baht a month for unlimited internet on my phone,
yeah.
even though I had high speed internet installed in my room in Phuket. I
I mean, you're
still had
AIS, right? There is a program, or there is one. It's called that it's unlimited, but it's only 6 megabytes per second. But it's enough to do. Um, and it's
yeah, but you can't teach on Magic Gears with that.
not Magic Gears, no. But why are we talking about Magic Gears?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like the way I look at it is that no matter if I'm teaching online and I'm trying to be the best online teacher, I want to have Magic Gears quality internet for everything.
Well, I mean that no, that's not Magic. I mean the reason why you need Magic Gears internet there is because of their platform. I mean, if it's Zoom, Sears was on Zoom. You don't need it. That's not going to make a difference. I mean, getting
Yeah,
the job that pays you money is more
yeah.
important than having Magic Gears quality internet before you even attempt. I mean, do it. Let's get it. Let's get those jobs. Let's get those.
Well, I could do it. I could do it with the hotspot right now. That would be. But
Yeah, do
then
it. I mean, at least do the internet. I mean, do it. If you get the job, then think. I mean, look at you. Can you see how much internet you have left? I mean, do it. Yeah, it can get you the job at least. If you get the job, then maybe just pay because then you're going to be if you got
okay,
and you're going to have a schedule and shit, I'm going to run on my internet, then you better get hooked up.
okay. Here's another question. What if I do that, get the job, and then on my hotspot, and then I find out that there's not going to be any more work here at the school in Batani or in Phuket or just here in Batani, which means I'm going to have to move, right? I mean, I'm not
I
staying
mean,
here.
if you can come, I mean, if you've got a job that with a full schedule online, then you could come here
Just
and
like right after I leave here, you mean?
um
Like just come straight from Batani to Chiang Mai? Is that what you mean?
yeah, I mean, yeah, that I mean,
You don't want me doing any job interviews on your farm? Is that it? Like online job interviews? I remember I got Camly when I was on your farm. I
yeah,
mean,
I mean, no, I know, no, I mean, I don't, no, I'm not, yeah, no, yeah, definitely not getting involved with you not having, I mean, you got to have your schedule already set up. We got to just,
okay.
I mean, there's no, I mean, if you can't get a job, then how do I know? I mean, it could be months. I mean, because I want you to come, I want you to be making 2000. I mean, yeah, I want you to be able to stack up money. That's just, I'm, yeah,
But the
yeah.
thing is, if I get internet installed here, it's like you can't really just bring it with you, to Chiang Mai. It's installed here. It's gonna be like 6 months. It's gonna be like 5,000 baht, and then it just
I
like
thought why if you're making two, if you make two, I mean, you're gonna make so much more money teaching online, or if I mean, if you stay there for a little bit. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying no. I'm not comfortable. Just being honest. Yeah, no. I mean, you come on the line that I can just feel it. I can feel it already. Just the question. I can feel the stress of it is we have to worry, and then it's like what? Because it is gonna take a toll. I'm willing to do this and it was a plan in the past for you to come here, and you did buy your cord, and I do have a little bit better accommodation now with that room. I think we can convert that room that my mom was staying in that has air conditioner that's like, in the heat of the day. Um, we create a nice office. I mean, I'm willing to help out and I can do it, but I want it to be as short as time as possible. So if you're coming here and you're not making money, then we're not, then it's not really, maybe not, wouldn't even need 6 months. If you're making 2,000 a month and you only needed $10,000 or whatever it was. But yeah, no, I mean, coming here and looking for a job, that's just going to be, that's just going to be too much, uh, yeah, too much hecticness.
too
To,
hectic.
yeah. And I mean, and then, and it's not, if you're not confident, you can get a, I mean, you can't get a, if you can't get a lineup, because I don't know how those are. I mean, I don't know that it's going to be easy to get that I mean, you're close to this one. That would be best case scenario is that you get this lingo ace. But if not, then yeah, then hit POW. And I know how you procrastinate, so yeah, that's just gonna be a burden on me. Well, is he gonna get a job? Is he gonna get a job? I'm gonna be involved in stuff, and that's gonna weigh heavy. But if you're all lined up, I mean, I just want it to be smooth. And if you're lined up and you have a set schedule, you teach all these days, full schedule, and obviously and it takes a while to fill your schedule. And it takes a while to get in the groove, and it takes a while because you are kind of on probation when you first start with the company. Things you might not, you kind of have to work. So it'd be nice that you're working there. You've worked there 3 months. They won't give you a very full schedule at first, right? They never do. They want to watch you, so it might take 3 months to get it. So I mean that it would take six. I mean, realistically, it'd probably take 6 months to. I see it taking 6 months for you to have enough online teaching jobs where you're generating $2,000. If you can do it quicker, great. But in my head, I know sometimes you look at things in best case scenarios. You're like, and I'm not. If you can do it, then do it. In my head, if I were to say if I was like, okay, right now, shit happened. I wasn't able to make money with my students or something, and I had to work online. I would give myself, okay, in 6 months, I'll be making $2,000. That's what I think it would take me. 6 months of like sitting interviews, doing it, getting a job, setting up my schedule, figuring out if they offer enough or I would need another job. So I see it being pretty rigorous thing to do. And so yeah, if you came here without having it all lined up, I see you just being here for 6 months just to get you set up, and then it could just drag on too long. I want no downtime. I want it just boom. As soon as you come on the land, I mean, I want to see that I'm helping, and that stuff can be done off my land. But if you're making that money, then I look at it. I'm happy to offer a place where you can live, without having to spend any of that money. But if you're not making the money, then it's like I'm offering that, but you're not stacking any money. It's just like we're just staying still. We're just floating.
Okay, I understand.
You
Okay,
know what I mean?
so
I want to see that money stack up. That makes me not stressed. If I see you thriving and working and we'll work on my land. And I'm saying I'm not saying I'm offering the goodness of my house. Hey, I'm going to put your ass to work on this things, but we'll be doing it together. I don't really need you to do stuff when I'm not. I mean, priority is obviously going to be your teaching, but I'm going to be teaching. That's the main priority. If this is the case, if we're going this method, working on my land is secondary. We'll do some when we have opportunity. I'm not requiring that. The objective, the purpose would be for you to stack up as much money as possible. Kind of the same as last time you were here. Right? I mean, we stacked up money. So yeah, if you're here, I mean, again, this was different in the past. The other option was the exact opposite, and that's come here, no working at all. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah.
So I know you're getting mixed feelings for me, but like I do want a purpose. If you're on my land, I want it to be stress free for me and my family, and for it to be stress free for my family. Money can't be an issue, so it's one or the other. It's either you come here where you don't need to work and you're not stressed about money. You have the next place that you're going, and you're here at pure leisure. You're welcome here in that set, and then in the other one is where if the purpose is to just come here and then just stack that money up. I don't want this to be a staging ground. And then there's three options. The only way my place is a staging ground is if that was the other option. I said is you come here and then you, because I know how the brick and mortar schools work, that you do have to be present in Chiang Mai, and I'd hate to see you get an apartment somewhere and then have to move based on your thing. So that would be the only way I'm willing to have a staging ground. If you're here as a staging ground, I want you here as, I don't want that to be long. It would only be, that would be like a month staging ground to try to get you in a school, in an apartment. I think we've kind of ruled that one out because that one's doesn't really, that's kind of a floating position. It doesn't really put you in a better position. That would only be good if you're really looking to stay here at least 2-3 years, maybe, I mean, if trying to help you get settled, that would be the only thing that's still an option, but that didn't sound like where we were going. So, and the leisure one didn't sound like you're going to come here with enough money that you don't need to work. So that other option, again, for me to not be stressed would be like, it's a plan. I could see that. I would want to see, if I don't see you stacking up, thousands of dollars, then it would, then and then I know and I, if it did get stressful or anything for just you having your hair, at least if you make a couple thousand, then I mean even 3 months would be you'd have 6,000, I mean that would be, which that would be the bare minimum that you would need to maybe to move on, but that would be enough. I mean that would be enough even to go to South America.
Yeah.
I would, yeah, I like shooting higher. I would say shoot for 10,000, just go there. I mean, you wouldn't have 10, that would be your plane ticket, everything, but 6,000 maybe bare minimum, you could do it. Again, during that time, as far as you and Suk, if she'd go there too or not, I mean that would be something that could be determined during that time.
Yeah.
So so yeah, get them jobs and bam, do it. Get online. I mean, and get
Right.
those. That's where that's where the money's at. Definitely ain't brick and mortar of the
Right. Right.
elementary schools, right? I mean
No.
that'll, you can float with that, but you're not.
Because so AI will take over the online teaching industry 100%, you think, or probably not, or maybe in
No,
our.
no, I don't think so. I think education is actually gonna be one thing that's uh just a large portion of it will be, but not conversational. Oh shit. I mean, yeah, maybe, I mean they can, but like, I mean, no, I don't think we're in too much uh no, I don't think that's gonna take over. I mean, there's an aspect of online. I mean, we don't know. It is moving fast, but again, I mean, not, no, not right now. I mean, not, I mean, that's, well, I mean, if it is, we'll know because you can't get a job teaching online. I mean, if they're hiring, take advantage of while they can. I mean, yeah, no, it's not safe. It's not foolproof, but at this moment, again, VIP Kids, one of the top schools, and I met the teacher, and both the mother and the student weren't happy with it, and they're are you taking students and are paying me? So I mean, at this very moment, no, but who knows how long. So, I mean, at this moment, they definitely prefer real people over AI. Um, uh, I can say that's all I can say is at this moment. I can't say even a year from now where AI will be. I mean, it's moving fast. Um, but yeah, no, I'm throwing that out there, but yeah, I think it might be hard to get lined up with the job. I mean, I don't know. I haven't really tried. Like I said, I did apply for VIP Kids, but I said I only wanted to work 10 hours, and they're like, I don't know. I feel that it had to be that question because
What year was that you did that?
this year it was really recent.
2023.
24. I must have been 24. I think it could have been 23, but no, it was very recent. I just did it. I mean, I just wanted to see. Yeah, I just wanted like 10 hours. I wanted to
You
see.
told me about that. No, you told me about that during
23?
2023. I remember. Yeah, you
Okay.
told me that.
Okay.
And then I contacted them and I found out that they were not hiring at the moment.
Okay, maybe that's why they weren't hired. They didn't tell me why. I just
Yeah.
answered all the questions, and I definitely, I mean, I had
Oh,
experience.
okay.
I had experience. I have the degrees. There's no way that's why I
Yeah.
did.
They're accepting applications. They're accepting applications, but they're not hiring right now. Yeah, that's what I was told. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, go get, I mean, good luck with it. Like I said, I didn't go hard. I did one application online. I was like, okay, I didn't get it. because I don't really need it. I was just looking at it. It would have kind of been easy to get some, but then I really didn't want it because I like creating. I put so much time creating my lessons for the weekend that it's like, it's actually, as long as I'm creating the lesson, I might as well just add my own students, even it takes, and you know, I'm not even dude, I ended up cutting the prices down. I'm not even making as much as I made it in Snapling. On some of them I am. But even those Singapore kids, I only charge $20 an hour, and then my other ones, I lock them in though. I lock them in. And but still in Thai, but it's good. It's basically only 600 baht an hour, but they have to pay every week. If they cancel, I still get paid. That's why. So I made this agreement. I was like, you know, I'm gonna drop it because I used to charge 800 baht an hour, which is actually really good in dollars. It's not, and that's only, I mean that is over $20. That was about the same price I was getting Snaplingo. But then I had a lot of students. Someone would cancel as much as 50% of the time, and I'm creating my lesson. I'm not able to fill that slot if they don't work. I enjoy teaching, so you know what, I will drop the price down. I had to offer it to everybody because I didn't want some people, they're all kind of talk to each other because I made a group, even though some students actually were paying the full price and they were never absent. So I'm like, shit. But I'm like, oh, well, that's okay. They're going to get a discount. I need to make everybody, I said, hey, this is my new policy here. 600 baht. I'm giving everyone 25% discount, but that's a weekly price. And if you need to reschedule, I'll give you my availability and let you reschedule. But if you can't make that week, then so anyway, my point is that system's working well for me. I still could use a few more, and that would work if I had 2 8-hour days, 8 hours on Saturday and 8 hours on Sunday. That would generate like 4,600 baht or something. I don't have that many students, so I have like 12 students. So I make about 30,000 baht a month.
Okay.
Which
So
is,
I need to get those companies lined up before I come there, which means most likely if they ask me to stay here for another semester, I should do it. Am I right? Is that right?
sounds, yeah, sounds, yeah. I mean, when does the semester end? April?
No, this semester ends in March 15th.
Okay, in that case, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's already
Now
March. Oh, we just
they
hit March 1st.
and they may be they may have some work for me here again, or they may have work for me in Phuket. We're not sure.
Well, either way, yeah. I mean, either way, I guess stay
or
there.
or they might not
Right.
have. So we're just kind of like playing it by ear right now. But it's like, um, it
I,
sounds like I want to get the internet installed, but it's like if there's not going to be any more work after this next month, I feel like that's just a waste of money, you know. But and if I go get that portable modem, if I can bring my because the AI storage is right over here. If I can bring my computer over there and they can show me how powerful that portable modem is, if it gives me 50 up and down and it's unlimited,
yeah,
then I'll do it. I'll fucking do it.
yeah, maybe do that. I mean, I know what you mean. It sucks to get the internet, but it's still, I mean, if you're confident you could get a teach online, that's where the money's at. If it's gonna cost you, I mean, uh,
That would be the way to go, right?
or you're
And
gonna,
it would help you out. It would help you out to know about that, right?
yeah, it would. I mean, now I mean, yeah. I mean, I have my for my I teach on Tencent. I actually am okay with my hotspot, and now I don't travel as much. I would have wanted that a long time, but that'd be good too. You could, I mean, yeah, no. So yeah, I'd get on that and just determine if that would probably be better than, yeah, getting uh and that's better. AIS, I think, because 3BB, that shit goes down sometimes, you know what I mean? I mean, I have to use my AIS hotspot sometimes because you know, power lines down or you know, or
Yeah,
your internet goes out sometimes, right? I mean, even you have the fastest internet, the entire 3BB goes out sometimes, you know what I mean?
yeah.
More than AIS. There was this one crazy ass storm where I didn't get signal one time ever in the entire time I've been in Thailand. There's only been one time, or there may be a location that I've been at, but as far as like in my apartment, there's only one time where it's like, whoa, I don't have any signal. So I mean, AIS is better than 3B. AIS hotspot should be better than 3BB, but test it out. Bring your computer there and test it out there. I mean, my hotspot is better than, it's more reliable. It's not as fast,
Yeah.
but it's 100% reliable. It's never, except for that one time, but I wasn't teaching at that time, and it was a crazy ass storm. So like one of those major poles probably fell down somewhere or something. So
All right.
that's probably better than 3BB actually,
All
realistic.
right. So then I'll go do that'll be my mission, is to get that figured out, and then get these online companies and just do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think we did it. I think that's a breakthrough.
Yeah,
And
that's breakthrough, man. Right on,
breakthrough.
brother. Yeah, breakthrough, man. Yeah, let's call it a night.
Good
Soups
luck
in
with
bed.
it, brother. All right. Love you,
All right,
brother.
bro.
Do
Love
it.
you too, brother. Good night, man. Talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool.